everything else, and so it is what it is.
All
Oh my
right, so
God,
you
what
put
did
it.
you
So
just do?
I have to ask you, what does that say? Hide show vertical view. That new? What is that?
Well,
You want
I put the stream I put it onto my channel.
Oh, right on.
I'm
Okay.
streaming you guys onto me, so you've been Luthmanized.
oh, I was like, why do we have you in StreamYard now? I'm
I
so
know. I'm like,
confused.
what's this vertical thing happening here?
That's for
Okay.
all the that's what it looks like on all the phones.
Okay. So I'm just gonna ask you straight up because it says you're appearing as a special appearance, right?
Yeah,
Didn't Super Dave do that?
yeah.
And now it's like his answer's in there, so it's like he responded.
Well, yeah. He
So
was. I want a very specific thing to be told. I want to be
right,
told how Richard Luthman from New York was named in this Second Amendment complaint, and how they're trying to claim that Richard Luthman from Florida, who filed a declaration of domicile, who sent his address to Randy Shotton on at least 7 different occasions, uh, and who process servers tried to come to my house and missed me, and they said they came during August, and the hurricane shutters were up, and they believe nobody was there, and they believe that in Florida in August, because hurricane shutters were up in a house, nobody was
right,
there, which makes no fucking sense. But and they haven't been back since. How that constitutes service, both under the statute under 4M of the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure, and under the substitute service provisions, where you need to be a non-Florida resident, which I'm a Florida resident, or
right.
you need to be evading service. And my address is open and notorious, especially because in that filing, you see the docket sheet for the Luthman versus Noshirvan case, where my address is well known since April of last year when I filed the papers in that case. So
Right.
at the end of the day, you have Randy Shock at the Pocket Rocket, who is a federal
Right.
court lawyer, and did you have a judge that's going to have to tell him, "Oh no, Mr. Shockett, you have to check Pacer"? If you have a federal court lawyer that doesn't know how to check Pacer, he's too much of a moron to serve people. The case should be out. So that's what we have. We have morons here. So you can start
Right.
reading. Want to go ahead, Lisa?
I'm sorry. Say that again.
Go ahead and read.
Oh, you want me to read it?
This
Start
is all
reading.
you, Richard. This is all you.
This is 28 pages. Okay. I'm going to start off with the
I'll read
beginning.
some of the nice stuff, and then when we get into it, you
All
can
right.
see what's important.
All right. So, Richard A. Luthman Jr.'s motion to vacate clerk's default to dismiss second amended complaint and supporting declaration. Purported and palpable defendant Richard A. Luthman Jr., defendant or Luthman, a non-lawyer unskilled in the science of law and without the requisite capacity to be deemed learned in the law, appearing pro se and especially for the limited purpose of contesting personal jurisdiction, hereby moves to vacate the clerk's default entered against him and to dismiss the second amended complaint pursuant to Federal Rules of Civil Procedure 55C, 60B4, 12B2, 12B5, and 12B6, as well as the Federal Arbitration Act 9 U.S.C. 1. In support of this motion, defendant states as follows. This is an introduction and background. Limited appearance. By this motion, defendant makes a limited and special appearance to challenge the court's personal jurisdiction and the sufficiency of service process. Defendant expressly preserves and does not waive all defenses under Rule 12. No act of defending this motion shall be deemed a general appearance or consent to jurisdiction. Local Rule 71B certification. Pursuant to Northern District of Florida's Local Rule 71B, movement conferred in good faith with counsel for plaintiffs prior to filing this motion. Specifically, on January 22nd, 2026, movement transmitted a detailed meet and confer email to plaintiffs' counsel, including Randall Shockett Esquire and Doreen Turner Ingalls Esquire, outlining the jurisdictional service and default defects forming the basis of this motion and requesting a stipulation to vacate the clerk's default and dismiss the second amended complaint. As of the timing of filing, counsel have not responded or agreed to the requested relief. A true and correct copy of the meet and confer email and the reference attachments are appended hereto as Exhibit A. Clerk's default. On January 22nd, 2026, a clerk's default was entered against Richard Luthman Jr. Was it Jr.?
It's Richard Luthman with one N. That's not even my name. Junior.
Right.
So the name's misspelled and it says Junior. And my name is
Right.
Richard A. Luthman Jr. If it's anything,
Okay.
I don't, so.
All right, for failure to respond to the second amended complaint. This default was entered without valid issuance of a summons, valid service of process on the defendant, and is void ab initio. Did I say that right?
Yeah, you got it.
As demonstrated below, defendant was never properly named or identified in the operative second amended complaint, nor served with any summons or complaint, and thus the default must be set aside under Rule 55C and Rule 60B4. Identity of defendant. The operative second amended complaint names a defendant, Richard Luthman, who it alleges to be a resident of New York, Staten Island. Defendant Richard A. Luthman Jr., by contrast, is a citizen and domiciliary of Florida. He resides at 4199 Los Altos Court, Naples, Florida, 34109, and has done so since 2021. And you're sitting here on the panel. That is your address, correct, Richard?
That's my address. I'm confirming that's my address.
Yeah, in case they want to say I'm doxing you. And has done so.
I'm not being doxed. I consent to my address being put here and known to the world. And I cannot be evading service if I'm quote unquote doxing myself. So here it is.
Right. Okay, so notably, the summons issued in this case and the affidavit of service both refer only to Richard Luthman, with no junior or middle initial, and no amendment has been made to correctly name Richard A. Luthman Jr. As a result, the wrong individual was targeted for service. Number 5, plaintiffs attempted service in Ponte Vedra, Florida. Plaintiffs attempted to serve the summons and complaint by leaving papers at a residence in Nocatee, Ponte Vedra, Florida, on or about August 4th, 2025. The individual at that address was Janet Moulton, a woman in her 70s, the wife of defendant's father, Richard Luthman Sr. That address is not the defendant's dwelling or usual abode. Defendant has never resided at that location, nor is Janet Moulton an agent authorized to accept service on his behalf. In short, plaintiff delivered the papers to the wrong person at the wrong address, and the court previously recognized these facts. Okay, so when you're referring to the 132 order, blah, blah, blah. Okay. No personal service on defendant. Defendant himself has never been personally served with any version of the complaint or any summons in this case. He did not receive copies of the first amended complaint filed April 28th, 2025, the second amended complaint filed June 11th, 2025, or any summons from any process server, agent, mail carrier, or other recognized means. Defendant has no actual notice that the pending suit was against him personally until after a default was entered, and still disputes that the case is against him because the Richard Luthman sought by plaintiffs is identified as a citizen of the state of New York. There's a footnote there. CECF 132, the motion is denied in part to the extent that plaintiffs have sought permission to serve defendant Luthman by email. Okay.
So they can't. That means that email service is no good because Judge Bolitho made that the law of the case already. So recognized means have to be process server, agent, mail carrier. The email service, even if they sent it to me by email, which they didn't, it's no good.
Right. Okay. So, all right, so let's go on. Florida resident with known address. At all relevant times, defendant was and is a resident of Florida with a readily ascertainable address in Naples. Well before this lawsuit, on May 20th, 2022, defendant filed a declaration of domicile in Collier County, Florida, affirming his permanent residence at the Naples address attached as part of Exhibit A. He has also been a party in other Florida federal litigation using his current address, including a case in the U.S. District Court for the Middle District of Florida, Fort Myers Division. A copy of the docket sheet of Luthman versus Nostravan, it's filed April 23rd, 2025, is attached.
Wait a second. Look at that date, April 23rd, 2025, right?
Yeah.
The date that the first amended complaint that named me was April 28th, 2025. a full
Correct.
5 days before that amended complaint was filed, my address was open and notorious and known in the Florida federal courts.
There you go. Yep. That's true. Plaintiffs and their counsel either knew or easily could have learned defendant's correct Florida address with minimal diligence.
Very true.
Okay. 8. Attorney duty of candor and good faith. The 11th Circuit has repeatedly held that attorneys owe an ongoing duty of reasonable inquiry, candor, and good faith, not only at the time a pleading or motion is filed, but throughout the life of the litigation. Rule 11 imposes an affirmative obligation on counsel to ensure that factual contentions and evidentiary, oh my God, sorry, my mouth's like getting dry. I need a drink. Evidentiary support and that legal positions are warranted by existing law or non-frivolous argument for its extension, modification, or reversal, and that obligation continues once contrary facts come to light. And then you mentioned case law here.
That's 11th Circuit case law. That's the big boy case law.
So you guys can go and check that out. As the court emphasized, failure to make or update a reasonable inquiry is sanctionable, despite the attorney's good faith belief, if continued advocacy persists after the position becomes unattainable. Wow. Okay. So, attorney duty to react to new factual information. Critically, the 11th Circuit makes clear that an attorney's ethical and Rule 11 obligations do not freeze at the moment of filing. Once counsel learns, or reasonably should learn, that a factual premise is incorrect or that a legal position lacks support, continued reliance on that position may constitute bad faith. And there's case law reference there as well. As articulated and applied in Nostrand versus Couture, courts in this circuit assess not only whether a position was initially colorable, but whether counsel persisted in advocating it after notice of contrary facts, defective service, or jurisdictional infirmities. I need a drink. I'm sorry. Hold on.
What this means is that if the lawyer knows or should have known that something that they said previously was false, they have a duty to correct it, and they have a duty not to double down on it. They have a duty to do the right thing. And we're going to get to some people who didn't do the right thing.
Yeah. So then there's the lack of candor and bad faith by attorneys for Jeremy Hales and Elephant Shoe. Counsel for the plaintiffs, including Randall Shockett Esquire and Doreen Turner Ingalls Esquire, were repeatedly placed on notice of their continuing duties of candor, reasonable inquiry, and good faith on the 11th Circuit law through written communications from defendant. Those communications specifically identified the service defects, misidentification of the defendant, and resulting jurisdictional infirmities, and reminded counsel of their obligation to reassess and refrain from continued advocacy once contrary facts became known. You did. I mean, how many emails have you sent them letting them know, hello, assholes, fix this. Okay, most recently, defendant reiterated these points in written correspondence dated January 8th, 2026, and again on January 22nd, 2026, prior to and contemporaneous, with the entry of the clerk's default attached as part of Exhibit A. Despite this notice, counsel did not withdraw or correct the defective service representations, nor did they take steps to prevent the entry or continuation of a default predicated on those defects, notwithstanding Rule 11b3's requirement that factual contentions have evidentiary support, and the 11th Circuit's clear instruction that continued advocacy after notice of contrary facts may constitute sanctionable conduct. Fraud on the court in procuring the extension of time to serve. Plaintiff's counsel made material misrepresentations to the court and exhibited a severe lack of candor and good faith in seeking an extension of time to serve defendant Luthman. In their motion for extension, Doc 142, plaintiffs represented that additional time was necessary to complete substitute service pursuant to Florida Statute 48-161, notwithstanding that such substitute service was legally unavailable as a matter of law for an in-state resident with a known and readily ascertainable address. Plaintiffs further failed What?
That's me, in-state
Yep.
resident of Florida with a known and readily ascertainable address.
Yep. Plaintiffs further failed to disclose that service had already been directed to the wrong individual at an incorrect address, that no lawful predicate for a substitute service existed, that defendant's actual Florida residence was publicly known and judicially noticeable, and that by their own admission, service was not attempted at defendant's known address since August 2025. The resulting extension order entered on November 25th, 2025, which is Doc 144, was therefore procured through material omissions and affirmative misstatements going to the court's jurisdiction and authority to grant relief. The 11th Circuit has made clear that fraud on the court includes conduct that corrupts the judicial process itself, including misrepresentations or concealment of material facts that prevent the court from performing its impartial task. And it refers to more case law. And that orders or judgments procured through such fraud are void and subject to relief under Rule 60b-4. And more case law with Burke versus Smith. Because the extension was obtained through a false jurisdictional premise and lack of lawful service authority, it should be deemed null and void. Non pro tunc.
Nunc pro tunc means now for then. It's Latin, now for then, meaning that it should never have existed. Just get rid of it.
Okay, and any subsequent service or default predicated upon that extension is without legal effect.
Yes.
And more case law. So you're gonna want me to keep reading all of this?
Keep going back up. Let's see what we got. Keep going back up. Let's see. Well, you just read the next part. Improper.
I just read fraud on the
Go
court.
down. Go down. Let's see. Proper service instead of effectuating service. Okay. 90 days service period. Keep going down. That's fraud on the court. First notice on August 4th. That you've seen the August 4th emails. Keep going down.
Yeah.
Okay. The response is they tried to refute it. Second notice was November 4th. That was in November. Sent them a notice with everything else. They didn't respond to that. The third notice was end of November, like right by Thanksgiving, and they didn't respond to that. And you see that number to that footnote too. Read that.
By this time, plaintiffs and defendants had already agreed to alternative dispute resolutions pursuant to the Federal Arbitration Act of 1925 as detailed in FRA.
So he had already agreed to trial by combat with me. So
yeah,
and then that's part of this. We're going to get to that in a second.
Do you think you're going to take that part seriously? Like, do you really?
I think I have to. I have a very good legal argument. Keep going. That's the beautiful part about this whole thing.
He's going to explain it.
Weren't you going to go up there and fist fight him?
No. I want to have a chance to chop off his head like in Highlander. Like, you know, when they chop off the head and then the lightning comes and he steals all his life force.
That's
what
fair.
I want to
do. He says that's not fair.
That's not fair, man. Because I want him.
Yeah, I know, but I'm going to ask first. So.
All right. So plaintiff's third response.
There's third, fourth, and fifth chances, and so go back up. Read that paragraph 20.
Okay, as stated above, plaintiffs were afforded yet further opportunities to correct the record and cure the service and jurisdictional defects through written notices transmitted on December 30th, Exhibit E, January 8th, 2026, and again on January 22nd, 2026, Exhibit A, each reiterating the same foundational facts. Defendant's Florida domicile, the impossibility of lawful substituted service, the misidentification of the defendant, and the resulting lack of personal jurisdiction. These communications left no ambiguity as to the defects of counsel's continuing duty to reassess and correct prior representations. Even scripture teaches that recognition of error need not be endless. St. Peter required only 3 denials to grasp the gravity of his betrayal, but plaintiff's counsel required much more, and even then declined to act. Randy Shockett is no St. Peter, and repeated notice did not yield repentance. Oh, there's that word again. 3, there's a quote here. Instead, counsel persisted in advocating positions that had long since become unattainable. Maybe only actions will bring about a road to Damascus moment. Defendant requests the sanction of any attorney referral to the to the Florida bar, and any other relief in the court shall deem within its inherent powers.
I like how he did that.
Yeah.
So,
I like how he
so
threw Road to
basically,
Damascus. I like how he threw that in there. 'cause
if you
he
if
knows
you
what that is.
understand the Bible, which Randy Shockett probably doesn't because he's a friend of Jeremy Hales. Jeremy Hales belongs in hell. But what you understand about the Bible is that Peter, Saint Peter, denied Jesus Christ 3 times, right, during the Passion of the Christ. And on the third time, he recognized the error and he wept, because Christ had told him, before the cock crows, you'll deny me
Denied
3
me
times.
3 times.
And so, and Peter saw when the cock crowed what he had done wrong, and he was immediately sorry. Well, this guy, it wasn't 3 times; it's about 7 or 8 or 9 times, and he's still not sorry. And so, when we talk about a road to Damascus moment, the road to Damascus is what St. Paul was on the road to Damascus, and he was, anti-Christian. He would hunt the Christians, and
He was actually
on the road to
Saul
Damascus
before Paul.
St. Paul. He was struck down, and he saw the light. So the road to Damascus is where they saw the light. And so my thought to the judge is that maybe that Randy Shockett can have a road to Damascus moment, and maybe he can see the light if the judge of the federal court refers him to the Florida bar for discipline. Maybe that will allow him to see the light, because he obviously hasn't seen the light after 2, 3, 5, 9 times of him being told. We're going to let him see the light. So keep going. So that's all that stuff. Okay, credibility, candor. Okay, now here's the part where Randy Shockett I have him dead to rights. If you see that paragraph on 22, start reading that paragraph. This is the part about Randy Shockett.
The court is not writing on a blank slate with respect to counsel's obligation of truthfulness and candor. As reflected in a published decision of the Supreme Court of Arkansas versus Shockett, Shockett versus Arkansas Board of Law Examiners, Attorney Randall Shockett was previously found to have engaged in conduct involving fraud, misrepresentation, and perjury in a professional licensing context, and to have demonstrated a pattern of incomplete or misleading disclosures bearing directly on his capacity for truthfulness and candor. While past misconduct alone is not dispositive in any subsequent proceeding, the existence of judicial findings concerning honesty and candor is relevant, whereas here, counsel has submitted sworn representations to the court that are contradicted by readily verifiable facts and persisted in those representations after repeated notice.
So ECF 150 is the declaration of Randall Shockett. That's an affidavit. He signed a sworn affidavit as a lawyer, and that paragraph 7, read what he said in paragraph 7.
So this is from Randall Shockett.
That's Randy Shockett's sworn to statement. He swears that this is true. Read the statement.
The defendant, Richard Luthman, is subject to the jurisdiction of the courts of the state of Florida pursuant to Florida statutes 48.161 and 48.181, as he, 1, is a non-resident, operating, conducting, engaging in, or carrying on a business or a business venture in the state of Florida. 2, is concealing his whereabouts. And 3, despite diligent search and inquiry, personal service could not be effected upon the defendant. That's a blatant ass lie.
So he's 0 for 3. He perjured himself there. That's called perjury by a lawyer. If you perjure yourself as a lawyer and you're caught, you're gone. You're gone. You're either suspended or you're disbarred. So he's in big trouble. He's going to be in big trouble. Read there. It's Shockett 0 for 3. Read that. Yeah.
Shockett is 0 for 3 in his sworn factual averment to the court. Sorry, one sec. Sorry. Defendant is number 1. Defendant is a resident of the state of Florida as per the filed declaration of domicile. 2, the defendant is not concealing his whereabouts as per the MDFL court docket. Not only that, how many times have you done videos saying, "Hey, Germ, I'm right here. I'm at this place. I'm at that place." He knows when you were in court documents with Dinesh, right? And you were not court documents, but court hearings or whatever at the court there.
Well, that's the MDFL court docket. He's saying we talked to the defendant. We do this. He knew my address. He admitted it. So if they want to have a hearing on my motion, I get to bring in Jeremy's own videos, his own stupidity. Like his own words are going to bury him if I need it. So it's
Yep.
it's like
Yep.
I don't even need it, but because I have a declaration of domicile, which is filed with the county clerk in Florida. The Collier County clerk is a declaration of domicile. The court docket speaks for itself. You take notice of a court docket; it's like the easiest thing there. And then the
Yeah.
third one, read the part about the diligent search or inquiry.
Plaintiffs did not conduct a diligent search or inquiry because if they did, the standards of diligent search and inquiry in the Northern District of Florida are the lowest in the nation. It's laughable if a court has to tell a member of the federal bar to check Pacer.
All they have to do is listen. All they have to do is check Pacer. You say,
Right.
Judge, Mr. Shockett didn't check Pacer, and that's why he didn't find my address. If he would have checked Pacer, he would have found my address. And then you tell the judge, what do you think, Judge? And the judge will say, Mr. Luthman, you're right. It would be laughable for me to tell a member of the Florida bar they get away with not checking Pacer.
Ed's freaking out because of the way I'm pronouncing Candor. Candor. He's from Canada too, by the way. So
No, really.
he pronounces a couple things different from us, from me. Anyway, okay. So alternative dispute resolution agreement. Is this this is where?
Oh yeah, trial by combat. Read that. That part's pretty cool.
Independently and dispositively, defendant notes that the underlying dispute between plaintiff and defendant is governed by a binding and enforceable alternative dispute resolution agreement, as memorialized in written communications dated October 17, 2025, and reaffirmed on October 31st, 2025. The parties expressly agreed to submit all disputes, claims, and controversies between them to final alternative dispute resolution pursuant to the Federal Arbitration Act of 1925, as amended FAA, see the attached Exhibit G. Under Florida law, a valid contract exists where there is an offer, acceptance, consideration, and mutual assent to essential terms. And it shows case law. Whereas Florida courts apply an objective theory of contracts under which a party's outward manifestations, not subjective intent, control whether an offer has been accepted. Here,
Remember-
the parties. Sorry,
Remember
this
what he
case.
said? Everybody said, "We'll accept your trial by combat. You file it, fatty, file it, and we're going to do it.
Yeah.
We're going to take it."
I noticed that you didn't put that in there. That he
Oh,
said
it's
file
in
it,
there.
fatty. No, but
Keep
you didn't
going.
say what he said. File it, fatty. You didn't say what he said.
No,
You were being nice, Richard.
I am being nice. But I have the video, the YouTube video is right
I have
there.
to say, this whole motion right here, you're definitely being serious here. There's no circus type stuff in here.
No,
You know
not
what I
at
mean?
all. This
Not
is
at all.
laser focused. This is
Yeah.
tight legal. This is like, when you want to
Yeah.
tear somebody apart, rivet by rivet, this is what does it. So
Yeah.
it's deathly serious. That's what it is. It's
Yeah.
deadly serious.
So it refers to case law. Florida courts apply an objective theory of contracts under which a party's outward. Okay, I just read that. And that referred to Robbie versus City. Okay, so here, the parties' actions, statements, and written communications demonstrate a clear meeting of the minds, objective assent, and mutual consideration sufficient to form a binding alternative dispute resolution agreement under Florida law. Plaintiff Jeremy Hales has made an unequivocal offer, which defendant Luthman accepted. And there's the video to that. Do you have that recorded, by the way? Oh, we lost Robbie.
I did it. If you go down to the next paragraph, there's a second link, which is my own Google Dropbox, in case he tries to pull
Okay.
down the video.
I was going to say, okay, because that's why we have everything saved. Such an agreement constitutes a valid written provision to finally resolve the matter through alternative dispute resolution within the meaning of 9 U.S.C. 2. Once a valid as alternative dispute resolution agreement is established, the FAA embodies a liberal federal policy favoring arbitration agreements and requires courts to enforce them according to their terms. And there's case law from AT&T Mobility versus Concepcion. The Supreme Court has made clear that when parties agree to finally resolve the matter through alternative dispute resolution, courts are not free to weigh the merits or deny enforcement based on judicial preference.
What that means is, if this is arbitration agreement is binding, then I'm going to arbitration with Mr. Hales. I'm actually alternative dispute resolution. So we're going to have our trial by combat. That's what it says.
Nice. So when he says file it, Fatty, is this you filing this?
Keep reading that,
Okay.
and then the second part I'll explain it when you get to the end of the paragraph. I'll explain what's really going on. So read
Okay.
the 11th Circuit.
All right, the 11th Circuit likewise holds that where a valid alternative dispute resolution agreement exists and encompasses the dispute at issue, the court must compel alternative dispute resolution and refrain from adjudicating the merits. And there's case law there. Defendant therefore expressly invokes the FAA and respectfully requests that this court enforce the parties' alternative dispute resolution agreement by compelling alternative dispute resolution and, if appropriate, staying or dismissing this action. The existence of this valid agreement formed under the Florida contract law and governed by the FAA independently confirms that this court is not the proper forum and lacks authority to adjudicate the merits of the plaintiff's claims.
Okay, now
Dang.
they might try to argue that there's no valid contract, meaning that we didn't sit down and sign an agreement. So what
Right.
saves me under Florida law is a doctrine called equitable estoppel. Okay, when
Right.
equitable estoppel is it's a contract related situation where if Jeremy can't come out there and say, okay, Fatty, come and do, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, and then pull the rug out because it suits him or because he's afraid. So basically, I'm going to win on equitable estoppel in the very least and have this go to alternative dispute resolution. So I have a strong argument under equitable estoppel. That's the strongest argument that I have, that this thing should be in alternative dispute resolution. So read the equitable estoppel so people understand what it is.
Okay. Alternative dispute resolution compelled by equitable estoppel. Plaintiff is independently bound to alternative dispute resolution under the doctrine of equitable estoppel. Under both Florida law and 11th Circuit precedent, a party may be compelled to finally resolve the matter through alternative dispute resolution where its words or conduct demonstrate clear assent to alternative dispute resolution, or where it has induced reliance on an agreement to finally resolve the matter through alternative dispute resolution and later attempts to repudiate
that agreement, right? What does repudiate the agreement mean? Repudiate means, oh no, I never said that, or I don't want to do that. Well, everybody said he wants to say, I'm going to fight you, Fatty. I'm going to do this, Fatty. He made another video about himself doing trial by combat, trying to train to stab me. And so he told the world, I sent emails to him and his counsel, and he told the world that he was ready to do it. He cannot repudiate the agreement to alternative dispute resolution to trial by combat under the Florida doctrine of equitable estoppel. He's stuck. Equitable estoppel is just what it sounds like. Stop. It stops him from being a douchebag and welching on his deal. So this is what it's going to do. What Jeremy Hales is normally welches on his deals because he's a spineless toad. What happens here is the court's going to say, no, equitable estoppel says you have to do it because you said you were going to do it. We're going to hold you to your promise. So that's what this is.
Dang. Wow.
And so that's what this is. Now, if go back to that part where it says here in the Hales YouTube video cited above, down up there. See, at the bottom of the paragraph. See, here in that YouTube video.
Oh. Here in the Hales YouTube video cited above, plaintiff Jeremy Hales expressly stated words to the effect of, file it and we won't object, thereby manifesting objective assent to resolution of the dispute through the agreed arbitral mechanism and inducing defendant's reliance. The video is also preserved here in case plaintiffs seek to engage in a takedown of the video and the spoilage of evidence. Having encouraged the invocation of alternative dispute resolution and waived any objection to that form, plaintiff is stopped from the repudiating alternative dispute resolution now. A party may not have it both ways by inviting alternative dispute resolution when convenient and resisting it when enforcement is sought. Accordingly, even apart from the existence of a valid written alternative dispute resolution agreement under the Florida contract law and the FAA, plaintiff is independently bound to finally resolve the matter through alternative dispute resolution by equitable estoppel, and this court must compel alternative dispute resolution and decline to reach the merits.
There we go. That sounds like a pretty good argument, right?
Sure is.
He's got to fight me.
Dang.
And then I get to the 12b6 stuff. So I put a couple little paragraphs in, and then I went in like heavy duty after that. But the big things here are, this goes into everything on the service and everything else. Now, the best part about this is when I talk about, and we talked about the service and we talked about all that. Go down to the end when I talk about the 12b6 stuff, and that's the stuff that's germane to this case. That's a default with no notice. This is all law. This is when it gets to be. This is very, very technical and tight. So they're going to have a hard time answering this.
I think so too.
Because it's very.
When I read this before, I was just like, holy shit. I'm like, is Belitho actually going to read through all this? I mean, like,
no, I hope that he reads it. I hope he builds.
I know, me too. His responses are very.
Even understand it.
Yeah, that's right. Because Randy's going to do an opposition to this.
Yeah, Randy's going to have like a 3-pager. Like the dog ate my homework.
Let's see.
So the Second Amendment complaints fails to state a claim. So this is the more fun part. So this part talks about, first are we talking about a little bit about the pleading standard, and that's the Ashcroft versus Iqbal and Bell Atlantic v. Twombly, the Iqbal-Twombly standard, that you have to actually lay out a cause of action against somebody. And he doesn't do that. And everybody said this. You said this, Lisa, Robbie said, everybody said this in their answers or their motions to dismiss. It lumps all the defendants together, makes broad accusations, and it doesn't particularize what specific conduct anybody did to violate the specific rights of Jeremy Hales or Elephant Ship.
Right.
So it sounds like this is defamation, but it's not actually defamation. There's a conspiracy to do, trade, deceptive trade practices,
which doesn't even. There's none of that.
and that's the other point. It's like we don't know what he said because he's not clear. We don't know if it's a defamation. He calls it non-defamation claims, but when you look at the claims themselves, they appear to be more defamation claims. He's worried more about what people said about him than what they actually did to him. He hasn't detailed. So go on a little bit, and you'll see some of the stuff in there that I talk about. And I basically talk about the one thing he said about the RICO, but then now right here, 52. Read number 52. That's a beautiful paragraph.
All right.
Because I'll set the stage.
This is the one. Okay.
Yeah.
Count 16 fails as a matter of law because Florida's sexual cyber harassment statute, Florida Statute 784.049, is a criminal statute that does not create a private right of action. Under Florida law, in determining whether a statute creates a private cause of action, legislative intent is the controlling factor, and courts will not imply a civil remedy where the legislature has not expressly provided one. In Murthy versus N. Simple Horp, this case law here, section 784.049, contains no language authorizing civil enforcement by private litigants and instead vests enforcement authority exclusively in the state through criminal prosecution. Well, it's kind of funny that he tried to bring this up against you when he's kind of facing it right now.
Yeah. Well, but that's the point. The point is that there's no such thing as a private cause of action. Like you can't go and sue somebody for drunk driving. Right. People drunk drive, and the state can bring it. The state attorney can bring a charge, but you can't sue somebody for drunk driving. You can sue them under like a tort theory, and those are the forms of a cause of action that are under the tort provisions of the Florida statutes. But you cannot bring your own criminal cause of action and make that into something you recover in a civil court, not even in a federal court. So that's no good. And so. And basically I say in here, you go down a little further. I know I said here, I said in my declaration, but I believe that if he's going to sue me for the cyber stalking law, then I want to sue him under the Florida bestiality law, because I think that he's a crocodile copulator. That's my new phrase, crocodile copulator. Okay, we're not going to say the alligator word anymore. We're going to say crocodile copulator, because when I get to court in the Northern District of Florida in Gainesville, I can say crocodile copulator in court, and I can say it on the record, and nobody's going to be upset with that. So he's a crocodile copulator,
and that's worse, Richard, because crocodiles are endangered species.
I think Jeremy Hales and Randy Shotgun are endangered species after this motion. So that's what we got going here. That's the motion, and I put the declaration in too. If anyone wants to look at that, that's more in the first person, and I throw a few jabs in there. This is more a straightforward legal piece of paper that
Yeah, which
gives the
is
court.
basically, in conclusion, defendant Richard A. Luthman Jr. respectfully requests that the court grant the following relief. Vacating, you want to vacate the clerk's default entered against defendant on the grounds that default is void and that good cause exists to set it aside. You want to dismiss the second amended complaint as to defendant Luthman due to the lack of personal jurisdiction and insufficiency of process and service of process. In the alternative, dismiss the action and compel plaintiffs to resolve their claims against defendant in accordance with the Federal Arbitration Act and the parties' binding alternative dispute resolution agreement, which is the trial by combat.
That's right.
And then dismissal for failure to state a claim. In the alternative, dismiss the second amended complaint under Federal Rules of Civil Procedure 12b-6 for failure to state a claim upon which relief can be granted. Other relief, award any further relief that the court deems just and proper, including but not limited to an award of costs and fees to defendant to the extent permitted by law for having to bring this motion, and sanctions, including attorney referral to the Florida bar pursuant to the court's inherent powers. Defendant also prays for an appropriate extension of time to respond further to the second amended complaint, if any response is deemed necessary, until after the court's ruling on this motion that he is not required to plead while contesting jurisdiction. So that's basically you asking for another.
Judge, get rid of this case, kick it out, and if you don't kick it out, there's a couple other ways that you can go with it. If you don't kick it out on jurisdiction, then kick it out on the fact that we have a arbitration agreement, an alternative dispute resolution agreement. Let us go resolve all dispute finally and fairly, and then we'll come back. I'll hopefully come back with Jeremy Hales' skull and show it to the judge. Or if you don't want to do that, then dismiss the case under 12b-6, saying there's no cause of action. And if the judge says, no, we're going to hear this case in my court, then give me time after you make that ruling to file my answer to the second amended complaint. Because if by giving my extension of time to answer, when I file my answer, I can also file what's called a counterclaim. And that means I can sue Jeremy back, and I can include a cause of action for him being a crocodile copulator. And I can bring in all of the other people in the Hales ecosystem, the media people. I can bring in Megan Melissa Fox, and I can bring in Tug, and I can bring in Coop, and I can bring in Jay Jip, and I can bring in Shizzy, and I can bring in all of that. I can bring like 10 other people. I'm going to sue every one of them. If they keep me in this case, I'm going to sue everybody.
So basically, this is your response and your motion to dismiss. Because if he keeps you in, then you're going to answer.
I did ask the court if they're going to be, it's going to be an issue on 12b-6. Then I told the judge to give me a chance to supplement my motion to dismiss on the 12b-6 grounds. So if they don't go for the fact that I wasn't served, they don't go for the fact that there was an alternative dispute resolution agreement, then allow me to put supplemental briefing in for the 12b-6. That's what I court in there and in my declaration. So I could the court will probably allow that, or else I just say ditto on everybody else. Everybody else has said all the arguments already on 12b-6. That's a shotgun pleading. It's this, it's that. And I can always make a motion for a more definite statement, which may it's probably necessary here given the how bad the drafting is. The guy's had this is his third try. He had his original complaint. He has first amendment complaint. Now it's the second amendment complaint. He's had 3 strikes now. So he's on his third leg right now. So it hasn't got it out from under for me in a shotgun pleading. This is a classic shotgun pleading in the 11th. So this is a problem. And now what we're doing is going after Shotgun too. Shotgun could have problems. If Randy Shotgun has problems, right, he could be in big trouble. He can be in deep poo-poo. And that's what we want. If Jeremy's lawyer is out, then Jeremy's lawyer is out. So this is what it is.
All right, so now we're at your affidavit here.
That's my declaration, yeah.
quick?
Yeah, what's that? What?
Can I ask you something real quick?
Yeah.
Okay. There's courts and stuff, and there's always litigation and all this shit. You have your clients and stuff. I've never seen a lawyer so involved in a freaking case like Shotgun is. You never hear about the lawyer. You never hear a lawyer attacking another person like he does and just create shit out of the blue. I mean, have you? I've never heard of that.
I don't know. I don't.
They get so personally involved in a case like that. I mean, does he
Dude,
have other?
all he does is lie, though, Gabe. He just lies and lies and lies, and he's a lawyer. He should be held, he's supposed to be held to a higher standard where he's not perjuring
all these people that he's suing, I mean, his lawyer's got to be up to his neck with just Jeremy alone. I can't imagine if he's got other people that he has clients. How does he keep up? With
He
just
doesn't have
Jeremy?
to have any clients. He makes so much money off Jeremy.
He doesn't need other clients, I guess, huh? That's his only client. I'm assuming.
Well, I'm sure he has other clients, but
Yeah, but he's like,
he's just a shady character. He
Yeah,
goes in there and throws. You know what he's doing? He's inundating the courts with paperwork while Jeremy's blaming everybody else for doing it with delays.
why are you crying?
I'm not. I just put eye drops on my eyes.
Oh,
I was trying to read that document. My eyes are dry. My mouth's dry. I'm like, but so now we have your 100-page affidavit.
Yeah, it's mainly an affidavit, and it's all the exhibits that are in there. So the affidavit itself is only about 10 pages long, and that kind of recapitulates everything in the first person.
okay.
You know,
What's this going to do when the judge sees it? What's it going to do?
Well, this is like me testifying in front of the court. This is an affidavit, so it's testimony. Okay,
Right.
so this is everything. I have all my addresses there. I talked to everything that happened. I didn't live in Ponte Vedra. I didn't get service. I didn't unauthorize anything to my agent. The allegations of the complaint are all BS. They said I'm a New York resident, but I'm not. That I have stuff in the Middle District of Florida there. The YouTube content. Right. And then they talked about the fact that when I go on YouTube, they know I'm in Southwest Florida, that I'm not in New York. I'm not in Jacksonville. I'm not anyplace else. I'm in Chicago. I'm in Southwest Florida. So they would know that that's where I am. So it goes through a lot of this stuff. I basically say facts here. Then I talk about all the different notices. August 4th was a notice. That's the big one where I had the big picture of Florida and showed where, Jacksonville was and where Fort Myers and Naples were. That was stupidity. And then they didn't respond to me. They gave some response saying you've been served. That was their response. So, and I talked about Palomop in there. See, the practice of Bitcoin is Palomop. So I talk about that. What else? And then they failure to cure. That's big. The ADR, the alternative dispute resolution communication. That's when they all received the trial by combat thing.
Right.
He would not object. I expressly invoked it. Then the November 4th, there's a Rule 11. I talked about Rule 11, saying that this is before they got their extension from Bolitho, and they lied to Bolitho to get their extension. I said I sent them something on Rule 4 back then to put them on notice, so they're going to be in trouble for that. There's also the 24th I told them, and the 30th I told them that everything that they tried to do with the Florida Secretary of State was invalid because I'm a Florida resident, and that I wasn't evading service, but they didn't care. So they did this, and they didn't pay attention. I sent it again on January 8th, and then I sent it again on the 22nd, I believe, of January. So I've been sending them this stuff all over, like days and days and days and days, times and times and times, and they just ignored it. And and as a lawyer, the rules are very clear under the Trump v. Clinton case that just came down in the 11th Circuit that it's not about what happens when you file the case. If you receive new facts, you have to course correct. You have to not stand on stupid facts, and that's what these people did. They're very, very stupid people, and they stood on stupid facts, and so they didn't do any due diligence. They didn't have any candor to the tribunal. They had actual knowledge of what they were saying was wrong, and that's what I talked about here. I talked about limited appearance here, and then right there, I said it right there. I said, I never violated Florida's sexual cyber harassment statute. Plaintiffs do not have a private cause of action to make a cognizable claim. I believe, and I do, that Jeremy Hales violated Florida statute 828-126. That's the bestiality statute. But these are minor details. And it's very true. And so, we'll see. He's a crocodile copulator, and that's what he likes to do. He likes to copulate with crocodiles. And I'm sure that he copulates with Martha too, because she looks like she's a scaly beast. So it is what it is. That's what these people do. They're disgusting people. They really are. So
I would have to agree. So this is
that's
okay,
all the exhibits happen after
all the
that.
exhibits.
Yep. So we have all sorts of different stuff there. That's the clerk's default. That's the order from the case with on the Rule 11 sanctions that I sent to him, that he's on notice with all the case law in it. And just go through it. It's a lot of stuff in there. There's a bunch of crap in there. So it's like 100 pages worth of exhibits.
Yeah, I'm only at 19.
Just keep going. So
This is insane. They wanted a circus. They got a circus.
that's right.
Yeah,
That's my
but you know what?
declaration of domicile. That has me living in Collier County in Florida. So that shows that I'm in Florida in the Collier County clerk. And then that's the docket sheet for the case up in whatchamacallit, in the Middle District. So that has my, if you go back to the top, it has my address. Well, we passed it, but I don't want you to know, don't go back, because I don't want you to get.
I'm trying to go buy it real fast in case there's addresses here. I'm trying to
But I'm saying that the addresses
even
are all
anything.
mine. My address is on everything, and it's all mine, and I'm fine with it. And these are all the emails I sent to Shaka. August.
Yeah.
This is the one from August right here. You saw the one from August.
Yeah, I remember this one. Yeah.
I sent these all the time. I send them a whole bunch of emails telling them that they're stupid.
Yeah, I've seen these emails, guys. I'm part of the. I'm CC'd on a lot lot of this, so I've seen a lot of it. See, my name's in here somewhere.
and I tell Shaka and Hales every time. I tell them everything they do wrong.
You know what? There I am. You know what cracks me up is you got Holly in here. Jeremy
I got Holly, and I got Bolitho in there, and I got a few others in there too. So
Bolitho's seen all this stuff if he's looking. Now you're at the real blue tape, man.
Yeah, that's nice. Remember my sanctions motion? That's my sanctions motion that I served on them. And that actually has my address at the end. That has my actual address at the end that I sent that in November before they went back to the court and asked for more time to serve me through the Secretary of State. It should have set off alarm bells in their head. Like, here's this guy's address that we went to in August, and we should go back there and serve him. But they didn't do that. They're morons. They're very, very stupid people. And that's
so it's kind of funny when people say that you haven't.
And if you look in here, Lisa, why I did it this way is all the substantive law is in this Rule 11 motion. You see that? So it's part of my exhibits. So the court can say, you can talk about all that stuff. This is all the stuff why the case should be dismissed for all of us. Lanham Act, the Florida Unfair and Deceptive Trade Practices Act. That's all in here. So
I still have that one email about how he blew it right there. He blew this. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the YouTube fame. I did all this stuff. I went through, this is all the substantive stuff. That's more like a classic 12B6.
You know what? While you're sitting here, that just reminded me. In Ohio court, he actually told the court that he does not make any money off of views on YouTube.
What a liar.
Yep. I was like, he did what? Is he that stupid?
He perjured himself, and he got this case dismissible then. Okay.
Yep.
So it has everything in there. It has all the stuff. That motion there has everything. And what I can do is, if the judge says so, if the judge dismisses the case against me, I can actually turn around and file that sanctions letter, the sanctions motion, and get sanctions against it. The court might sanction it to begin with under the inherent powers. We'll see. But there's more stuff that I put out there. I didn't stop. I just kept on sending this guy emails. Him and his lawyer. See, Shockett's on there, and Hales is on there. They're all on this document. Every one of them is on the document. So it is what it is. I don't think they have any wiggle room here. I don't know what they're going to say. You know,
This is crazy. This is 77.
and they're
Oh,
shocked
you
at
threw that in
versus.
there.
Yeah, I have put his case there. That's shock. It's the board of bar examiners in Arkansas saying that he's too much of a fraudster to hold a license in Arkansas. So he turned around and went right down to Florida and got a license.
I think the reason why, because remember there was a question like, how did he pass his? How was he able to get a license? I think he waited a certain amount of years.
He waited a certain amount of years, but then I don't think he said everything to the Florida bar that he should have. Like I don't think he told the Florida bar the full story.
Would he have had to if he waited that the what was it, 7 or 8 years or something? He would have had to wait
5 years in between.
5. Yeah, I think he waited that and figured he didn't have to say anything.
Well, I think that I think he would have had to disclose this, shock at versus board of bar examiners case. So that's a problem. There's more emails. There's Bolitho. There's all these other people. Everybody is. These emails have gone back and forth. That they tell the story. See me trial by combat right there.
Yeah.
Warhammer. This is not anything that's like stupid. This is what's they just have to read. There's Trump as a Viking. There's DeSantis as a Viking. There's Jeremy get thrown into hell. So it's like not like this stuff didn't happen.
Yeah.
And this is all the trial by combat stuff. I kept on telling about trial by combat here. I have a whole terms and conditions of trial by combat. I'm talking about what are we going to do? We're going to do knives.
Yeah.
We're going to do battle axes. I don't want to do guns. What are we going to do? And then there's Trump.
There it is.
And then there's the envelope.
The
And
envelope.
look at the address on the envelope's my address. So
Yeah. Peek.
Okay.
Wow, Richard. That was like, when I read it, I'm like, oh my God, he just slammed on. What are they going to say? How is Bolitho going to even respond to this? I really don't know. Like, is he going to read it? That's my biggest thing. Is he reading these motions?
Well, it doesn't matter. If he doesn't get, I don't get what I want. I go to file an Article 72. I go to Hinkle. If Hinkle doesn't give me what I want, I file a notice of appeal. I go up to the Atlanta and I go to the 11th Circuit. At a certain point, they're going to say, "Yeah, this is crap," and
Right.
it is what it is. I have no problem. I'll go to Atlanta. I haven't been to Atlanta in a while, so it'll be fun. But I don't think it's going to get much further. I think that this case, the after that the Levy County case and the Dan Owen, I think that they crapped out. To tell you the truth, I don't think that they're going to have any leeway in federal court much more. I think it's
Well, you know that they filed to appeal it, right?
They filed a notice of appeal.
Yeah.
Well, they're fucking idiots. They're going to lose. And frankly,
it
what's
wasn't
he
even
doing?
like it wasn't even like dismissed based on the fact that Dan Owens has immunity. It was dismissed on the fact that he didn't state a claim.
Yeah.
That was probably the shortest docket I've ever read, like the shortest filing, that I ever read. It was one line.
No, they had a whole opinion after that.
Oh, I only read the
There
one line.
was an actual opinion where the judge ripped him a new one.
I did not read it.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
saw
so-
like, wow, that was one line. But I was like, holy crap. And so it wasn't about immunity. And then what's going to happen if what's the appellate thing going to say? They're going to say he's got immunity, case dismissed. How is that going to go down?
They're going to go in. They're going to say nothing was wrong,
Right.
and the judge is correct, and we're going to side with the judge. Yes,
Yeah.
not
These
much they
freaking
can do.
I'm just playing with you.
So do you think Bolitho will start answering all these motions to dismiss now, or?
I think it's made easy now that he could just start dismissing everything. Yeah, I think now's the time to start. Really, it makes life very easy for him to say that Luthman was never served, and it doesn't matter anyway because there's no they don't state a cause of action. That it's a
I was
shotgun
never
pleading.
served.
Yeah, Robbie was never served. Neither was
Well, I think he should dismiss the case. You know, I think that's what's that's going to happen out of this thing. So
well,
Hey,
you know,
Richard.
Ohio's getting ready to just fucking. I think that judge is pretty pissed off that she's found out that Jeremy's lied to her. So,
Richard,
oh, by the way, Richard,
those papers are still by my gate.
are they really, Robbie? So apparently, because I was informed of some information regarding the case on Friday, the hearing that took place in Ohio during a bathroom break that the court had. And I was in Ray's chat and I was giving my comments about it because Jeremy at 9 a.m. while he's supposed to be in court posts something about, this guilty image and how their lawyer may not even show up and stuff. So I'm in Ray's live and people are wondering if Michelle and John's lawyer showed up. And I was informed on this bathroom break thing that their lawyer was in fact there and that Shara had taken the stand. And so I basically let, my opinion show, and I knew that Jeremy was getting ready to take the stand. So they're all saying now that I'm in Ohio, that I'm somehow in a Zoom meeting that's at a closed hearing, right? And now I'm going to have contempt of court on me. I now open myself to a PPO, and I'm in all kinds of trouble because I was giving my comments in Ray's chat of my opinions of what I thought was going to happen. And that's the bullshit that they're flying around with this entire week up until today. So I'm like, these guys got to be joking me. Are they insane? This is like speculative bullshit. First of all, I'm under no jurisdiction in Ohio. I'm not under any PO orders at all. Okay, I wasn't in Ohio. I wasn't at the courthouse. I wasn't on the Zoom meeting either. But there were several people who were there. There was, and I'm in contact with many of them. And when I hear that there's a bathroom break, that Shara took the stand and her credibility was shot, that's exactly what I said. So they're trying to, there's no gag order on the case at all. It's closed hearing, meaning it's closed off to the public. The public can't come in and sit there and listen to the hearing, and they made some kind of comment at some point, I guess, where the judge turned around and said nobody can record it. So now apparently I was in there in a toupee.
Yeah, I heard you had a toupee.
Yeah, I was like, what? These people are so crazy.
Camera.
Yeah, a hidden camera in the toupee. I'm like, first off, I couldn't get a toupee on my hair if I tried.
That's great.
I wasn't. Look, I am not the type of person that would even attempt to go to a court case in Ohio just because. I'll wait till after the fact and find out what the hell happened. I'm not going to go and fly to that court case and just sit there. You know what I mean? Like that's no. I'm sorry. I don't. My name's not Megan, and I'm not trying to look for breadsticks and all kinds of shit to make myself some kind of relevant and all this. No, I will find out later on what's going on.
She's not relevant anyway, though. God,
Huh?
she's so irrelevant.
I know.
And I might actually do. Like if this case goes on and we get to answer a counterclaim, I'm not sure if I bring her in or not. I might bring in everybody else or a lot of the other people. I don't even think I sue her because I don't want to see her hideous face at a deposition. I really don't.
Stop it, Richard. You think she's hot?
God.
I mean, they're sitting there like they have nothing better to do. Like Jeremy today, because I haven't said anything in 2 days, he put up a picture of what he thinks is my face attached to the opposite side looking like a walrus. I'm like, wow, whoever did that was some pretty good artwork. I'm like, is he really trying to piss me off? Yesterday, he put up a picture of Gabe and then Tori and I calling Tori and I a PR team. Now, I'm like, okay, since when has Tori been on this PR team now? I'm like, what the hell? These people are so full of shit. And they've been on this for so long. I mean, it's like, wow, this is so old. And it's just constantly repeating. Guys, I'm not going to jail for anything. I've not done anything wrong. I am allowed to be in a chat and give my opinions on whatever the hell I think's happening. And I know that Jeremy Hales is going to walk into that courtroom and he's going to piss and moan and whine and he's going to act like he's in fear of his life. How do I know that? Because he has to in order to keep the PO going. He has to say he's in fear of his life. Otherwise, if he's not in fear of his life, he doesn't need a protection order. It's that simple. So that's how I know what he was doing. Was I wrong? From what I understand, no. I was not wrong at all. So I found it funny that they're saying that I'm giving this real-time info when, okay, so if you think it's real-time, then obviously I seem to be correct about what's going on in the courtroom. Because no one's saying I was lying about what's going on in the courtroom. But meanwhile, all I knew was that Shara had taken the stand and she cried her eyes out and her credibility got shot. Because, she was asked when she flipped because the synopsis was brought up. And she had to admit that she did it. How do I know that the synopsis was brought up? Well, because I am the one who sent the PDF file to the lawyer. That's how I know it was brought up. I am the one who has been saving all the evidence that I think is evidence that should be sent to either authorities or the legal team that is trying to help this entire case, whether it's that case in Ohio, Fed 1, Fed 2, whatever it is. I saved all the evidence, so I have a lot of it. Doesn't mean nobody else does, but I have a lot of it. So I made sure that was there because I knew Shara was on the witness list. How they say I just got myself off a witness list is beyond me. I'm not worried about it anyway. They have all the evidence. They actually don't even need me in court. So, but this is just crazy. But I think what's going to happen is when the case continues in Ohio, they're going to hear the rest of the defense's witnesses because they heard two. They heard the deputy and they heard the sheriff. And now they're going to hear the other witnesses on the witness list on the second, which is the defendant's witnesses. So, and then there's going to be like a regular closing arguments or something, So their lawyer is going to say something, and Michelle's lawyer is going to say something, but there's no proof that Michelle or John stalked Jeremy, but there's tons of proof that Jeremy and George and his employees have been stalking Michelle and John. And there's continuous proof even to this day. Travis is an idiot. And, it's just going to go on and on and on until the court says this is done. But I think that judge is going to be pretty pissed off that she was made to look like a liar. What she'll do about it, I don't know. But
who's judge with this? Candy O'Connor?
Yeah. She's a magistrate.
Yeah, I got pictures of her. I know who she is.
Mm-hmm. So she's the magistrate in Ohio. And I also told, them too, you can go above her to the main judge, Because no judge or anybody likes to prove that they're wrong. You okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing is that
What?
we lose. I mean,
I think
there's a percentage there, so we lose.
What's that mean?
It comes out.
Okay.
So
You just get it back. I can take it out of mine.
Now they're saying Lisa stalked Germ to what? Lisa stalked Germ to Florida? Who's saying that?
Yeah, that was on one of the channels that I watched today, and I think I seen it.
When did Germ freaking come to Florida? What year?
No,
Yeah,
I mean
you were here
when
way
he came back
before
from Ohio.
I lived in Florida way before Jeremy even thought of living in Florida. Okay.
No. They're saying you stalked him from Ohio to Florida just this last time. For him, you announced that he was back in Florida. So they're saying you're stalking him.
He was seen on the cameras. I didn't stalk nothing.
I know.
And I do not have login access to cameras. These people are idiots. They're making shit up.
Yep.
What do they think? We're like part of the
I know.
Bilderberg group or
they
something?
literally think that this is some massive, like, I don't know, like, secretive, like,
Illuminati?
something. Yeah, it's insane what they think. You know, everybody's living their own lives separately from all this crap,
Trying.
and they're pulled in because everybody that's involved has a very similar opinion
You know what it almost seems
on
like?
this guy being an asshole and hurting people with his behavior and his conduct.
You know what it almost seems like he does? Like
What?
between you, Guapo, Richard, and all them, it all depends on what day of the week it is.
Uh-huh.
Like if his views are down with you, he'll go to Richard.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if his views down with Richard, he'll go to Leslie or he'll go somewhere else. It's like he goes where he's trying, where he'll make my okay. Well, I didn't talk about them this
Yeah.
week, so I'll just go to them and I'll talk about them.
Yeah. He's been on me since Gabe said was going to OC. Travis was looking behind his back on today's live.
Really? I'm coming there. I'm definitely coming there.
Oh my god.
Will they be waiting for me?
No, let them wait.
There's going to be all kinds of footage of you, Gabe.
Oh, I'm coming.
Oh, they've got cameras everywhere over there.
They'll never see me.
Look, I'm not surprised about the cameras. You don't understand. I had an injury on my foot when we were first there, and the only way he knew about it, the only way he could have seen me was from the cameras across the street. Because he only went by the first day that we were there, and he never drove by again. Remember?
Yeah.
And how many times were we there?
Okay.
So once he knew whose truck the blue truck was, he knew when we were there because he'd see it on the cameras, and he would not drive by. But every other person who would show up at Michelle and John's house, he would drive by to see, right?
Yeah, he knows.
Not Tori,
He knows what we drive.
Yeah, he
right?
knows what we drive. He knew what we drove, what Tori drove, and if we were, putting the fence up, he knew. He watched it all on his cameras, and he has audio. We have proof of that too. What was the one thing where he was driving with the gator behind Tube Town?
Oh yeah,
He drove behind there, was peeping through the bushes.
Yeah, did he have a ghillie suit on?
Yeah, something like that. He did that at
night.
night. It was crazy. And now he's got even more. And they think we don't know, but they're doing something across the street now. And if he's putting cameras up higher, or if he's doing spotlights so he can open up and see across the street, that's going to be a problem. So we'll see. We don't know what that is, but we'll see.
Just Michelle's just got to put these big bright street lights up there, and he'll never be able to see inside
Yeah. Well,
through his cameras. If she's got a bright light on her fence, like a few of them, he'll never be able to see.
well, he's
over it.
apparently putting something up in some tall pole or something. Nobody knows what it is yet. Maybe they do by now, but I didn't hear about it. So, but it's just crazy what they're doing. And I think right now, like, they just need to, until March 6th, they need to kind of just watch their backs, because I think Jeremy's going to try and set them up.
Yeah, if I was them, I'd just hibernate in my house for a little bit.
Yeah. And it's cold, so it shouldn't be that
It
big of a
really
deal.
sucks that you got to do that because some freaking
Yeah.
creepo.
Facing Tube Town. Yeah, I agree, Connie. But it's messed up what they're doing. And hopefully, after all the witnesses are done on Michelle's side, that judge is going to not be able to ignore the witnesses. Because I know it's going to be stated there is no proof that Michelle or John has ever stalked him. They don't have it. It doesn't exist. You should throw up all the damn screenshots you want to. Okay, there's video. And there's video evidence of Jeremy threatening them, harassing them, stating he's not in fear of his life. There's all kinds of evidence.
There's a video. What was that video where he's driving on the wrong side of the road and he slows down by the dog? And
Yeah, there's the dog filming their dog.
Thank you, Starbucks.
Thank you, Starbucks.
Starbucks.
Whoop, whoop. Thank you. She just gifted 5 memberships. Sweet. Thank you. Guys, we have memberships up there. These memberships, the $5 memberships, are for, we're going to be doing the members only videos. We're supposed to do one this week, and then we'll do one probably mid-February also. I'd like to do some more of them, but I honestly I do feel bad because I feel like it's unfair to everybody else that should be getting them
What?
and seeing it too. So I don't know. I feel bad. You know me. Anyway. But yeah, so we have those memberships. It helps support the channel. You know, I don't beg everybody for super chats like everybody else does and stuff.
I will.
Gabe will. But I don't do that. I just we have the memberships there. People want to support. And we're gonna have a fun little way of adding.
Please. Please.
Richard, can you see the back chat?
What?
Can you see the back chat in StreamYard?
Uh,
There was a question that Sylvie asked. She said, for Richard, can something be done legally for Germ to mock the memorial?
Oh,
Yeah, I saw that earlier.
like meaning
It's
that
on
like
his
what he's
property,
doing.
so I
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, he can do. He kind of can do what he wants. But my whole point about that was that if you're doing a Jeremy Hales memorial, he's got to be dead. So I was very happy to hear that he died. That was the whole point about that.
That's right. That's right. He texted. He was talking with that group text.
Yeah.
And he says, "You haven't heard? Jeremy's dead."
Yeah, he's dead. If he has a Jeremy Hales memorial garden, that means that Jeremy Hales is dead. I think that this Jeremy Hales is AI. Actually, he's an android with an AI brain.
He's roadkill.
He's roadkill, yeah. He's a ghoul, like in Fallout. He's a ghoul.
yeah, no, but that memorial is on his property, so and he knows there's nothing, anybody can do about it. But
Yeah.
the thing is,
Well, then
is that,
you got to watch because you know how cheap he is. He'll probably try
Yeah.
to deduct it as a charitable thing, so we can get it for tax fraud and tax evasion. So we'll be
Nikki
on the
wants
lookout
to
for that.
know, ask Richard how the winner is determined in trial by combat.
Oh, so if I have his head in my hand and it's not connected to his body, then I win.
if there's a legit, real memorial for Jeremy, he won.
Is he real? Hold on. Is that real?
No.
No joke. It's
No, a judge can have them fight a trial by combat. Fight.
No,
For real?
they'll probably won't allow us to fight to the death. That's why I had all. If you read in the documents, I talk all about the different things. They probably wouldn't have a fight to the death, but they could allow a competition to decide what happens between us. And the fact is, like back in Italy, even nowadays, and like Sicily especially, if you get in a car accident with somebody, two men can get in a car accident, and they can get out of the car and they can fist fight, and then the one who wins the fight pays for the damage on both the cars.
I love
Because more important than anything is the honor of having beat one in the fight, and so you'll gladly pay for the damage on both the cars because you're more of a man than the other man. So that's like kind of the idea of the thing. So we'll see. We'll see what they're gonna do. We could do a boxing match, maybe we do an MMA. We could do paintball. We can do a duel. We can do a paintball duel, like Alexander Hamilton and Aaron Burr, but with paintball. There's a lot of different ways we do it that's not going to be lethal. I'd love to do it lethal. I'd love to be able to kill him, but then I don't think the courts are going to allow it. I don't think it's sanctionable at this point. But
Oh my god!
Can you
Here's what
have
it is.
can you put in people? Are you going to do it yourself, or can you have somebody represent you?
I don't want representation. I want him because if they're going to have somebody represent you, he's going to have somebody represent him because he's a pussy. I want him in front of me, and I want to take him out.
Gabe has already challenged him to a boxing match, and he accepted.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And when did that happen? Never. Come on. He's
No, it didn't happen yet. It's supposed
he's
to
a bullshit
happen
artist.
before the end of this
Yeah,
year.
before the end of the year.
He's
Yeah.
a bullshit artist. So come on. That's how he
Yeah.
is.
Yeah. So he says
Well,
he
listen-
accepted. Gabe's been like going and working out
I'm
and stuff.
training.
He's training for it.
I'm training like
And
I'm
then-
going for a fight.
And he's like, oh, so he says he's coming here and he's training. He's like, what the hell is he coming here for? I'm thinking, you idiot. Do you not remember you accepted this challenge by Gabe? What is wrong with you?
Yeah.
So it's
And
just,
Lisa, it's almost midnight. I'm turning into a pumpkin. I got to be up at 5:30, so I got to go
Oh,
get
so-
some.
all right.
shut up.
Well, thanks for coming on and explaining that filing to us so we get
Night,
it.
Richard.
I can't wait to hear what's going to
I
happen
think he's
now.
got his hands full. I think him and Shaka are going to have their hands full with that. I don't know what they're going to do. We'll see.
We'll see. We shall see. All righty, Rich. Have a good night.
All right, guys. Everybody have a good night.
Good night,
Right.
bud.
Bye bye. Oh my goodness. Crazy, right?
That's not fair.
What?
He gets to fight him and I don't. Hold on. How's that going to work?
Well, that would be by the court. You still have the challenge to him in a boxing ring.
Yeah, but
A
if he beats
charitable
him up, if
boxing
he
ring.
beats him up first, then I'm not going to fight him. If somebody-
Well, your challenge will probably come up first. But now his challenge won't even happen if the judge
he's probably
dismisses it.
going to be on with him for a little while.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
I'll get to him first.
You're all right. It's okay,
Okay.
Gabe. It's okay. You're all
I'm
right.
just wondering. That's all.
Your feelings are valid, Gabe.
No, I just didn't want to be doing what I'm doing for nothing.
Second prize is Travis. Sylvie says, I think you'll kick Travis's ass, no problem. But
I don't like Travis.
okay, so here's a couple of questions that I was asked before I went live. One was, how can Germ say he's winning and getting money from Richard when Richard has never been served? Well, he can't. However, what Richard filed today was a special appearance, and we went all over that. So that was before this. So question 2, isn't Bruce part of the Massachusetts State Bar and not the Connecticut one, considering he only lives in Connecticut but works in Massachusetts? Bruce is licensed in both Connecticut and Massachusetts. 3, how can they say Bruce worked illegally in Florida when it was shown that he was granted pro hoc vice? Not sure if I spelled that correctly. Okay. He was granted pro hoc vice for the Federal 1 case. Okay. So he was obviously allowed to give his legal opinions and advice to Michelle and whatever. And he's also allowed to confer with lawyers that are working with her on, whatever cases are out there, because he's actually part of this. Is all about Jeremy Hill, and it's all kind of tied in together. Now, this is my verbiage. This isn't Bruce's verbiage. This is my verbiage. Okay. He could disagree with me on what I'm saying. But he was not pro hoc vice on the case where the sanctions are. So if you're referring to this letter that popped up from the Connecticut bar with someone who's investigating a claim against Bruce, okay, and she's questioning what the sanctions are, that's what her letter in the court case says. I don't know who read it to you aloud, or the file on the docket. I'm pretty sure Megan went over it, or Squid, or whoever it freaking was, which they don't really read dockets correctly. I believe Leslie's gone over and told you guys that. But what that is this is an investigator from the Connecticut bar who's investigating the claim that was made against Bruce. They all do it. When Jeremy tried to file a UPL against me, there was somebody investigating the case against me, right? So that's all this woman's doing, and she's trying to look at the case, and she's wondering what the sanctions are. Now, what's going to trip this all up is the bankruptcy case, okay, has a docket that has a recent filing on there from Michelle's attorney in regards to the fact that all other court cases are at an automatic stay until the bankruptcy is settled. Okay. Now, this order that I think it's Judge Grobe did with sanctions against Michelle and Bruce should not have happened. One, because Bruce or Michelle or both should have been there. They weren't there because the case is out of stay. We all know Bruce. We've seen what Bruce does. If Bruce thought he was supposed to have been there, he would have either been there via Zoom or in Florida or whatever, or had a reason for not being there. You all know that Bruce would not have ignored it. Okay. So, and Bruce wasn't there. Michelle wasn't there. So there is a filing in the bankruptcy court to the judge to address the fact that this took place in another court and it's supposed to be out of stay. So that needs to be addressed there. Then we'll see what happens if it affects the court case with the sanctions from Grobe. And then we'll see how that goes with, I guess, the Florida bar, what they're trying to investigate. So I'm not sure that investigator knows anything about the filing in bankruptcy, but I'm sure Bruce will somehow let her know. Because Bruce is able to give her any information she needs to help along with the investigation. And that's kind of it right now. I don't really know. Excuse me. I don't really know all the specifics. But I do know that Bruce can hand over anything to help with the investigation. And there is a filing about his order already being addressed with another judge in the bankruptcy court. And we're going to have to wait and see on that too. So that's where those questions arose from. What? Say that again?
Robbie, it's 12:03.
Stop it.
Oh.
So I think that's where these questions arose from. So Germ telling anybody he won is a joke. Okay. Now him getting the default judgment, the clerk's written in default judgment, is a joke. He should know that. And a lot of you guys, if you were following the docket, should know it too, because he did the same thing against Michelle and it was overturned. Okay. Well, not really overturned, but it was, vacated. So, and it's going to be vacated again.
Robbie. I think
Sorry,
we
it's
lost
so dry. He's there. How do we still have? Is this still Richard's live?
It's still on.
Still left?
What?
Yeah, his is still on.
I guess.
I've never seen that pop up before. I guess that's what we were trying to do with Tori, or I've never done that before.
This happened on another live I was on. It was an accident, but it happened.
Okay, it says hide the preview of your vertical broadcast. I don't know. Can anybody see that on Rich's live?
Yeah, I see it.
On Rich's live?
No, I see it on your page.
Oh, that's weird.
Hold on. Let me go to Richard's.
I mean, not on your page, on StreamYard.
Yeah, I only see it on StreamYard.
Tammy, do you see it on?
I'm going
regular?
to Richard's right now.
Where is
Okay.
Tammy?
She's going to Richard's right now.
He can't hear me.
I can't hear Tammy. I can only hear you.
Oh. Well, why is that?
I don't know.
That's weird.
He's
Yeah,
only got
Richard
3
left, but sometimes it started when Richard came in. Oh, Robbie left. It started when Richard came in.
Right.
So he was streaming it. So maybe he's not streaming it anymore? I don't know.
Yeah, he is. He is. I'm watching it right now.
So Richard's streaming it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can still see the timer running on his live, so he's still got it up.
Okay. All right. Robbie, can you hear Tammy?
Yeah, now I can.
All right. I'm going to run to the ladies' room. We'll be right back. You guys got it?
Tammy.
Yeah.
All right.
Robbie, it's 12:06, man.
I know. My eyes are getting heavy.
Oh no.
I know.
Where are you sitting right now? You haven't complained yet.
No, because I'm up front. I came up to check on all the heaters and everything.
Oh, gotcha. You just noticed, Harper? Hi, Miss Lori.
I miss
Yeah.
Lori.
Lisa and I are a little upside down this week.
Oh,
Why is this not playing? Miss Lori said hi, Robbie.
I said hi, Miss Lori.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear you. So,
If
how is
bagging pets.
everybody doing tonight?
Dude, it's so cold, it's ridiculous.
Oh my God, I shouldn't have brought it up. No, Marla, they're just upside down. It's just been an upside down week.
They're all in their night boxes with the heaters. Everybody is, Nikki.
Yeah, this weekend's gonna be rough. You guys are gonna get really cold. Even Marcia is gonna get cold. And Marcia never gets cold down there.
I know. It's going to be cold.
Hi, Nine Chins. Hi, Marla. Hi, Sweet Cheeks.
Nine Chins, sir.
Hi, Pebs.
Sweet Cheeks has got the heat cranked in the house and she's good.
Yeah, sprays your guys' houses have heaters.
We never use ours.
You don't have it on now?
No,
Well, how are you keeping your house warm?
because our house is a brick house. So the sun hits it all day. And even at like 4 in the morning when it's the coldest here, 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, our
Yeah.
house is at like 63.
Oh my God, that's cold.
Yeah, but we all got down blankets and everything, and it doesn't feel cold.
It's definitely warmer than the warehouse. Is the warehouse cold?
Oh yeah. Yeah, even you
Duh, I
know,
was sitting here talking to you and I was muted. Oh.
at
Oh, hi,
63,
Lisa.
those
Hi.
big blankets.
Welcome back to your live.
Thanks. I'm sitting here talking. I'm like, all right, well, I'm glad somebody questioned that because that was about Bruce, so I don't have to mention that then. Because I had little notes here, being that, people were freaking out that they had no content. I mean, they really were. Their content ended up being about the 41st, shall I say, 41st CPS visit to John and Michelle's house yesterday.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. And the complaints were no heat, which is a lie. Michelle's drug use from her neighbor Kenny, which is another lie. Kenny's been in jail for like 5 months. So is his brother. Okay. Another lie. The
Hi,
fact that
Hannah.
Harley's stuck in a camper and doesn't go out anywhere, which is another lie because Harley told the people that she was riding around on her mountain on her Jeep.
I know.
And then what was the other one? Oh, that she's not potty trained. Meanwhile, Harley told them how she poops in the toilet. Okay, so yeah, all a bunch of lies, and they obviously talked about Hales and his inciting of getting all these people to call all the time, which is a known thing. The Office knows. I know that because I've talked to them myself. And now they're basically paying attention to who it is that's calling in, and there's going to be some criminal stuff happening because of it, because CPS is tired of it. So yeah.
Yep.
So 41. And you know what? It's messed up because you knew something was going to happen since the court hearing, right? So they just need to be careful until March 6th about, Jeremy trying to set them up or things like calls happening or whatever, because that's what they're going to do. Jeremy is going to lose this hearing, this PO order, because there's no way in hell he could prove that he's in fear of his life when he's on camera on his channel antagonizing them for 2 years, going on 3 years. So not going to happen. As far as everybody saying I was in Ohio, I'm sorry, no, I would not be in Ohio. I wouldn't, if I was going to go up north, it would not be Ohio that I went. And I would not go travel anywhere for Hales. I don't need information that badly. I'll find out when I need to find out, and that's the end of it. I don't go to extremes. I don't stalk. I don't need to. I find out anyway. I don't have to stalk. But he gives himself up anyway. If I was going to go to Ohio, it would be to have like a meet and greet of the fabulous people that view my channel who are in Ohio, because we have a lot of people in here from Ohio, you know. And I guarantee you, if we did a meet and greet, Robbie, Tammy, we'd have a hell of a lot more people than Hales did.
Well, that
From
was
Ohio.
technically Travis's.
Huh?
That was technically Travis's meet and greet.
I think we'd have a hell of a lot
Oh,
more
God,
people at
yeah.
our event than Hales.
Yeah.
I really do.
Lots of content so far, Lisa. I wonder how they will mix up. Oh, God, it jumped.
Mix
I
up their
wonder how they
crib
will-
notes
Yeah.
in a bucket and confuse it with AI generated transcript and try to understand it and get it all wrong.
Oh,
Check.
God, yeah.
They do it all the time. They'll figure out a way. A whole bunch of speculative bullshit. But I do think that there's an amazing number of people from Ohio that come here and are our friends here. And that's the only way it would bring me to Ohio, is to do something like that. Let's say. Post today, I already mentioned that. Yeah, we got lots of copycats going on. You know, apparently they, even as far as like enjoy your week posts, it's like crazy. You know, the people copying each other. You know, look, it's flattery, whatever it is, but when you're trying to like it's malicious, is what's going on. Like, guys, just be original. Be original. Somehow be original. I guess Jay Hip's going to have content tomorrow because, you know, I gave him so much tonight to talk about.
Oh, he'll be so excited. He'll be able to do his flea cap.
Yeah, and make money off of me, I guess.
He
that's
said
what
he
he
makes
does?
more money on talking about your show than you make.
Well,
because
that's because he
gets-
begs for super chats.
Because he gets so many super chats. Yep.
I don't ask for super chats.
I gave you one.
So, well, thank you, Tammy.
I said,
But-
Warriors Unite.
Yeah, I don't know. Gabe even said to me, he goes, you need to ask for super chats. I said, I'm not going to ask for super chats. I don't do that. He goes, everybody else is making so much money on this whole entire thing, and you're not making squat. I'm like, well, you know, I would rather there be a reason, like a fun thing or an interactive thing where we're doing something where people are having fun and they just feel like it, you know, and they want to support the channel. I don't want to
That's
sit
why
there
I
and
love doing the giveaways.
yeah, well, we do giveaways. You know what I mean? But I'll do giveaways at any time. You know what I mean?
What would you
But to
beg
do
for?
them every
Let's
night,
see.
if there's 10
Lisa-
super chats, I will do a giveaway.
Lisa needs more Coca-Cola. So we need to get the super chats rolling so Lisa can get more Coca-Cola. Okay?
When
Okay.
you say it like that, they actually think it's another thing. So
I know. That's why I said Coca-Cola.
yeah, well, I don't do the other. So I only do Coca-Cola. His followers have germ rot and need to stop harassing this family. I hope they charge the fuck out of them. Yeah. Guys, I know it's been a long time. I know it's taking a long time, but it's getting closer and closer to finally seeing these court cases move along. So, and believe it or not, Richard filing what he's filed is going to help move it along a lot. Lisa, if you ask for super chats, then you'd be like begging Megan. Exactly. And then, you know, I'm kind of pride myself on not doing that. But one thing I have done is, oh my God, Lisa's Coke runs.
Woo, woo, woo. Thanks, Starbucks.
Coca-Cola. Thank you, Starbucks. I have my goal that I have set up. My whole thing is like anything extra for myself. And I don't do for myself a lot, but I made it a New Year's thing. I'm going to get my car for my birthday. So Gabe said, you have to put a goal up. Because this is what you do. You're on here every day. Just let people know what you're doing. You know, if they want to help you, if they want to support you in your endeavors, let them. So he convinced me to do that. So that's what I did. And already the second day, you know, we had it up there saying I'm grifting for a car. No, I'm not. You know, I could put, you know, the super chats that are not geared towards something else towards my car, you know, because when I do get money every month, like every other monetized YouTuber does, including Hal's, because you make money on your views because that's where your ads go through, jackass. Can't believe he denied making money on YouTube. That he's so going to be proven a liar about that.
Ray Tiller just said, "Did you see Max Lab begging for $50 because his fish died?"
No,
What?
see, like I don't. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, no. I don't do that. If people want, you know, I put it up there. If people want to help, you know, support for my car, that's on Kofi. That's the go on Kofi. Thank you so
Sylvie.
much, Sylvie.
Whoop, whoop.
You know, I would so appreciate it. It's out there. It's known. I don't push it every night or anything or 10 times a night, even though people say I should. I'm not doing that. I'm going to be doing my giveaways. My giveaways have to do with if I get 10 super chats, I'll do it because it covers the shipping and it, you know, covers some of the costs. Although I have had amazing people gift me giveaways to give away. So I have that too. So everything helps. It all goes back into supporting the channel. But one thing, because the giveaways that I give away, they're not like Robbie's. Okay. My giveaways can be like a bag of tumbles or something, or it could be one nice stone or a nice big palm stone and a couple smaller things. It's usually $15 to $20. But what I've done is I got a whole bunch of these pull tab things that you do see at like bingo places or whatever. And what I'm going to do is for every super chat or every dollar in a super chat, I'm going to pull a card or two. It all depends. And I'm going to open the cards up. And if it has any type of value on it, I'm going to add the value to the giveaway. So like you can have a chance of just having, you know, a regular giveaway, right? If, let's just say no values added. It's just a regular giveaway that I would normally send out, right? But if I pull these tabs and I open them up and it has a value to it, let's say it's $5 or $20. So now your, you know, $15 to $20 giveaway becomes a $40 giveaway, right? So it becomes a better stone. So it's not gambling, it's not nothing. It's just increasing the value of the giveaway. That's all. And the pull tab things are fun. You know, people like to see if there's a winning thing. So it's not like gambling at all. It's just going to increase the value of the giveaway. That's all it is. And everybody can enter the giveaway. You don't have to send a super chat or a Ko-fi to enter the giveaway. Okay. So it's going to be fun to do that. I think it'll be like kind of, I like interacting with you guys in the chat.
There's somebody, Lisa, you can get those pull tab cards made because I saw a Crystal channel before and they were doing the pull tabs and it said quartz or smoky quartz or it had several different, you know, stones under it. And I was like, oh, that is cool.
Yeah. See, the ones I have, my camera's not set up. So the ones I have actually have diamonds and rubies on it and stuff. It has quartz on it, but it'll have rubies like a ring. It'll have a diamond, a bar, a sapphire. And I just opened a couple just to see. And out of like 10 that I pulled, I got $2 winners. So two $2 winners. So I have $4. So now like a $20 giveaway just went up to $25. And believe it or not, that can make a difference on the stone you get, even if it's just $5.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show a picture and it'll have like a bunch of different crystals on it. Like, let's say 5 crystals, and it'll show you the value of each kind of crystal. So that way you know what kind of giveaway we're going for if we're pulling these tabs, right? I think it'll be fun. If you don't like it, we won't do it. But I think it'll be fun.
I think it'd be cool if you did that. I saw it done before.
You know? So for instance, let's say we get 10 giveaways, right? Now, 10 giveaways, 10 super chats. Now, for every $1, let's just say I get a $5 super chat. Because YouTube that takes away that 30%, I'll pull out 3 cards, right? If you send it on Kofi, $5 or $10, I'll pull 5 or 10 cards per dollar per dollar, right? I'll pull that many cards. But with YouTube, I'm gonna pull 3 for $5 or 7 for $10, and then we'll just open them up, and that's for every super chat that we get. So I'll end up opening 40 or 50 of these, and if it reaches 10, I'll end up opening 40 or 50, and you'll be able to see that value can go up real easy,
Yeah.
So Lisa, have you used this month's 10 free membership? No, let's do that right now. I'll do 5 right now. Let's see. Nope. Hold on. Thank you for reminding me. I forgot about
it.
Hold on. Uh-oh. I just lost my chat. Hold on.
Oh, no.
Hold on. No,
Guys,
no.
hold on. She lost you. Hold on.
Open panel. There we go. All right. So, engage. Hold on. Oh, there we go. I have to do it here. Okay. Yes, here we go. Let's see who's going to get these. 5 are coming your way now. Who gets it? Sweet Cheeks! Lori J! Carmen Chaos, Sandra, and Grandma Buckeye. Did I miss somebody? No, I got everybody. There you go. Right on. Cool. Can I do the other ones right now? Let me do the other ones because it still says I have 5 more. And that would be just for January. So hold on. Oh.
You might have to wait till tomorrow.
No, it says I've sent all 10.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so
You probably
I'll be
did
able
it
to do
earlier
more
in the
next
month.
week for February. So that'd be
Sandra?
cool. So I don't know. Do you think this will work? You think you guys would like to pull tabs or whatever?
I don't know. You got to make sure it's not considered gambling. That's the only thing.
We researched it left and right, Florida laws, YouTube, everything.
Okay.
It's not gambling because you're not winning a dollar amount, and it's not. It's actually adding value to a giveaway. That's all it's doing.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And the giveaway is free.
Right.
So, but I do the giveaways if I get a certain amount of super chats. So, because I'm here, I'm 5-6 nights a week. So, it was just once a week, I probably wouldn't even care. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I do them normally on a nightly basis. I think it'll be fun. And I was going to do it tonight. Obviously, that didn't happen. We had something to go over. And my camera, because everybody decided to call me today, and Gabe had my phone. My camera, well, now it's at 50%. But, yeah. So it would be no different than rolling a dice and multiply. Basically, yeah. Lori J, thank you. Thank you so much. But yeah, so guys, if you want to support the channel, you can support the channel via, the super chats when we do the giveaways. Or you can support via Ko-fi. And that goes towards my goal. Right now it's set up for my goal. And my goal is for my birthday, and whatever pops up in there is for my car. Sorry. God, it's so dry out, Robbie.
I know.
So bad. You think I'd take a stupid freaking allergy pill?
We talked
I can't
about
believe
this.
that. I know. I won't do it.
Do I need to buy some and send them to you?
No.
Uh-huh.
No.
Whoop whoop.
No.
GR Gardner
I'm going
designs. Gardner.
Awesome, DR Carter.
GR
And-
Gardner designs.
Let's see. And Starbucks is Warrior Plus. Tammy's Warrior Plus. Awesome. Thank you, guys. There we go. We got it. I have a big, huge bag of 200 cough drops next to my. I mean, it's huge. I don't even take those until I need to. No, I've already done that, and Tammy, she won't take them. What? Oh. Lisa, wish it was your birthday now. It'd be warmer now everywhere. I know, right? It's all right.
Yeah,
It's coming. It's coming.
we're all on the struggle
Let's
bus right
struggle.
now, but it's moving along. Everybody just hold tight. You only got a couple more months left.
Yeah. I can. I'm starting to get to the point where I can hold off on my birthday. I'm not liking the aging.
Ah.
I'm
No
starting to be like,
comment.
I'm what? No, I'm not. No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
You just
No, I'm
wait
not. You're older than me, Tammy, so hush.
until your birthday.
You'll still be older than me. Thank you.
Oh
You will always be older than me.
my goodness.
Now I get to use Kendra's words against you. I've heard that my whole life from Kendra, and she loves throwing that in my face. So, by the way, somebody mentioned a retro Tulis.
I didn't.
Who was Who was
That
that?
was me. That was me.
That was you. That was you. I said, Kendra, because she goes, you ready for this? She goes, I was just chilling the other night. Nobody was live except someone who used to be on our panel the other night. And she goes, so I'm in there. I'm just listening. I'm not saying anything. And all of a sudden, I hear them going up. And I'm like, who the fuck are they going up on? What the hell happened? She goes, they're going up on you. And I'm sitting there going, what the fuck did I miss? I was like, oh, God, Kendra, you missed a lot. So I had to explain to her everything that happened over Robbie's weekend marathon. Then she's like, oh, my God. Because she goes, okay, so who's out and who's in? So
Shut up,
she's
Ed.
like, okay. And I said, someone said we need to do a retro Tulis. Like, have you, Robbie, do the trivia. You guys go banter back and forth. Do the celebrity stuff, not the germ stuff. She goes, let's do it. I'm like, okay. She absolutely 100% hates the germ stuff.
Yeah. But I think, so you did talk to her and she's totally on board with it?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
she'll
dude.
do it.
Yeah.
She can't stand Jeremy.
I
Yeah.
love it. I'm not even going to come on panel because I want to watch it from afar.
No, she can't stand Jeremy. And the fact that, like, I'm in a lawsuit now, I don't even want her on. You know what I mean?
Kendra and I going at each other during the trivias is hilarious.
Yeah. And she's got a lot of stress going on, in her life at the moment. So it just worked out the way it worked out. And her actually not being on for this entire time, it worked out. It benefited her. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I kept her out of this shit.
Yeah. And she's out of it anyway. He already said it. He said it live on his. I got it all recorded. But she's got nothing to do with any of that stuff anyway. So, but yeah, she'd like to, she'll come on and do that. She goes, let's do it. But see, she can't come on nightly or do like the nightly stuff like she used to. Not yet, or not, right now anyway.
No, but you could
But
pick a night.
to one
Just
off
do
it and do it, yeah.
a retro night, like on a Saturday night or something.
Yeah. So that was going on. But, it was funny because, like, yesterday or last night, what was it? So it's today, actually. No, today's Wednesday. See, I'm losing my days because I wasn't live last night. So yesterday, they really didn't have nothing to talk about. And what they did, though, was they're mocking Leslie and Ray. Right?
Yeah.
And because Leslie is doing these, these songs, he's singing the duets with Ray and stuff like that. So, why won't this go away? This won't go away. Okay. Now it's gone. It was holding up my chat. That was weird. Okay. So, Leslie, if you've seen it, great. If not, okay. But she's doing these duets with Ray. And they're just having fun, doing it. They don't care. Like, they're mocking Leslie and, and they're making fun of her and stuff. Like, do you actually think she cares? She doesn't care. She's having fun. And I think it's great that, because Ray loves music. He loves singing, So I think it's great that they're doing it and having fun with it. But that seems to be all they were able to talk about yesterday. That and what today, what's his face, as I said before, brought up the 41st CPS visit. And where did he find that info out? Who told him about that?
Mm.
Where do you get that from?
Oh, he probably saw it in somebody's chat.
And whose chat?
Somebody saw it.
Yeah, because they were watching Tori last night.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's ridiculous that all these channels are going to be going for the one thing, and then Megan and Tug tonight. Are you kidding? Like, they're making up the fact that I was in town in Ohio, sitting there somehow hidden on the phone with someone, which I was not either. You guys are a bunch of idiots. But it's crazy. And then you got, people like, okay, I don't know if y'all saw this. Tell me if y'all saw this. The dude from Vag Nation in a freaking hot tub, looking naked, and the guy is not attractive by any means, guys. Okay, with a blow-up doll, smoking a cigar, and drinking a beer. Did y'all see that?
I saw it for a second, and it was so gross.
I literally sat there like, oh, did he really go live doing this? Is he representing veterans sitting there like that? Like, and this is also the guy who makes videos of Harley Grace, like the variety hour thing, and he's sitting there. Literally, I thought it was a joke. When I was told about it, I thought it was a joke. I went and I looked, and I'm like, oh my God, it's not a joke. I'm like, nasty, dude, put your shirt back on. Ew. And, you either got to work yourself out and look like that fucking Marine,
yes,
or
Timothy,
no.
the doll was naked too.
Yes, the doll was naked too. And he was hugging it, and, and he's like, I think I caught the part where he said this is going to piss a lot of people off. No, it doesn't make people angry. It makes people look at you like you are the fucking creep we thought you were.
Exactly.
But anyway, so him, and they got their own little war going on over there. I have no idea what's happening, but between
I don't
him,
know. I was scrolling through the what the hells versus anti what the hells thing, and like Kathy Criswell and whatever, they're all hating on Georgie and Mike, and Pam Carson's in there somewhere, and Lori Jones is in there somewhere, and I'm just like, what in the hell happened? What's going on? These guys are like at war.
Yeah, it's like Pam Carson, Max Lab, Georgie, Vag Nation.
I think that's
Tracy Morris, Kathy Criswell, all the freaking serious haters.
Fun of Max Lab, and that started the whole thing.
Really?
I guess.
God. All right, guys, it's after 12:30. I'm going to bed.
On that
Good night, everybody. This is just disgusting, dude. You had to put that picture in my head, and now I'm like, what the?
Yeah, well, apparently that's what she just said. Somebody made fun of Max Lab. Max Lab is the dude that dresses up in that fur outfit and plays with double-sided you-know-what.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Hello?
Sweet
I'm saying myself, these are the freaks that you're listening to.
Oh, my God.
Robbie, but we really don't need to see that on a serious note and thinking you're talking serious about anybody and telling the truth.
Robbie, have sweet dreams.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, my God.
Robbie, just go to sleep, go look at your wife, and you'll be fine.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to be hugging on her. She's going to go, what's wrong? I'm going to be like, oh, I've been traumatized. Oh my God.
You'll be fine. That's great.
Good night, Robbie.
Good night, guys. Love you all. I'll see you all tomorrow night. on Lisa's. You guys have a wonderful evening. And
Yep, I'll be live again tomorrow.
please, please, please stay warm, everybody. It's cold all over.
It really is.
It's real cold.
Real
Max
cool.
Lab pees in his diaper in his fursuit and brags about it. Ugh.
Ew.
Oh my God.
Ugh. Yeah, like and these people believe these guys. Like when they want to talk about, these are the people that are calling CPS on Michelle and John and what?
All right. Goodbye.
Okay.
Bye,
Yeah.
bye, 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 bye.
Bye.
Bye. Good night.
Tammy, you just like triple stopped bragging Ed. Did you see that?
Well, it's because of Richard's stream. I don't know why I don't know why there's 3 of them though.
There's 3.
We must be streaming somewhere else, or he's got 2 of them up.
Sorry, Christine. Well, now you've kind of added to it.
Mhm.
But I'm telling you, those 2 are like two weirdos in a pod, something in a tub. And I'm kind of confused. Like, so did Georgie break up with Coop to go back to Badge Nation or something?
I think
Does she
so.
find it? Does she find that attractive sitting in a tub like that? Like,
I think so. Yeah.
ugh,
I know.
dude.
I had to bleach my eyes. I only saw it for like a minute, and I had to bleach my eyes.
I literally sat, like, I did not believe it. Right? I'm like, no, he didn't. I'm like, oh my God, yes, he did. I'm going, is that his blow up doll? Oh my God. This guy's insane. Insane. Yeah, Rubber Dub creeps in a tub.
Oh, Lori J, that's a good one. Yeah. But it's ew. It's not.
Georgie
Yeah,
calls
it's-
him daddy, shit you not. Ew?
yeah, she does. Yeah, she does. When she was on with Coop, when he would come into the chat, they would play Daddy's Home.
Well,
Yeah. They had a music thing for whenever he showed up in the chat.
Megan was streaming on Rumble when you started. She's probably still there. Streaming on Rumble for what? What is she like streaming my channel?
Probably.
Is she doing that again?
Probably. Whenever she wants to say nasty shit, she goes to Rumble.
Or when she has no content, she knows she can get in trouble by doing it on YouTube, she puts it on Rumble.
Yeah.
So she's gonna stream my live on Rumble. So how is that working for her? I mean, since her audience might be listening, ask yourselves this, audience: how is this working for Megan, who obviously does not have her own creative ideas or can't come up with anything on her own? She has to use other people's shit. But she speculates a whole bunch of bullshit, so why does she not need to put me up there? I'm sure she could speculate a whole movie script if she wanted to. Go for it. Why are you putting me on your channel? You're not going to get nothing out of me. In fact, in the end, I will get shit from you. You're going to owe me for making that breadstick money off of showing my shit. I promise you that, dear. So keep watching. Go ahead, keep watching. No, Megan Fox is not a journalist. And if she wants to call herself an author of what? Bullshit? No. She's a bullshit artist is what she does. Yeah. She can
Yeah.
stick her breadsticks up her. Mm-hmm.
Kimberly.
Yep. It's ridiculous. They all can. I'm really tired of like all these
Can't
people,
remember.
even people who have, you know, claimed that, you know, friendships and what do you want to call that, loyalties, and all of a sudden like this little thing erupts and next thing you know they flipped completely. You know, it's like, oh, like I believe someone who we've known for years said that they were listening to Tiggy to Bounce, and said something along the lines of, now I'm finding so much stuff out about Lisa. And I said, excuse me, what?
Mm.
How is that possible? Because none of those fuckers know me at all. So how is anybody finding out information about me? They don't even know me. None of them. Not one of them knows me. So how is anybody finding out information about me from them? The best way you're going to find that information about me is right here on this channel. So, enjoy. Lisa, oh my God, I had to find that stripper hot tub party. Oh my God, why did you say anything about that? Oh my God, I'm scarred for life. And blind, help me. Well, you know, I'm just saying, no, like, if you could take what this guy says seriously at all after seeing him in those situations, then something's not right. Final takeaway from Mug might just be she knows what a snatch is. Win, I guess.
Snatch means.
Just found out
I
what
just found out what
snatch means.
snatch means. I just found out what snatch means. I just found out what snatch means.
I was just playing with my little thing.
Oh my God, shut the hell up, Lisa Lee.
I just found out what snatch means.
I was just playing with my little thing.
Oh, yeah. Don't insult idiots, Lori. Oh my God.
Okay, we'll go after that.
Mike
What was
Arthur threatened if any of my family, particularly my niece, he said he would go after them. I hope he does because he will be in for an eye opener. What? He threatened your family?
Huh.
These people are sick. You know, here's the thing. They brought themselves to a position where they are being looked at by authorities. So if they're starting to throw threats and shit out now, they're really foolish. Because they're going to get into a lot of trouble for the new shit they're doing rather than just the old shit they did. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just adding on. You know? They've been watching these people for like 2 years now. So, wow. That's crazy. My family would laugh at threats. Mine too. In a comment, he said, "Oh, we are watching her too." Oh, I find that kind of funny. Because Mike Arthur seems to be getting a whole kind of beaten from those hater channels. They're fighting with him left and right. I don't even know who was all. I just got a bunch of stuff, and I'm like, "What is happening? Who are these people?" I'm like, "Okay, I know that name," but there are all kinds of inbred fighting over there. You really think they give a shit? I don't. I mean, look what they said to me. They thought they wanted me to split my head open farther against a wall when they. What? I spoke with the captain at the base he works at. He wasn't happy. I bet. That guy does not represent veterans in a good way at all.
I can't believe he has a 501c3 under Vet Nation, and he puts out hot tub shit. It's like, what? What are you doing? Why is this? What image are you putting out there for the veterans when you're doing stupid shit like that?
Yeah,
it's disgusting.
It's yeah. Well, he goes against veterans too, and it's like, dude, what do you stand for? And he's so bitter against women. He's got a problem with women altogether. So it's like, yeah, you're a joke. This shit about Beer's accident? No way. Someone in Coop's chat said paid a $5 super chat to say I'm Tina, Jerem's neighbor. What? I can tell you right now that is not Jerem's neighbor. Wow. Why did they do that? Just to say that you were, or trying to make people think you were, or their hate groups on Facebook keep disappearing to accept the private ones. I don't know. I heard one went down, but I'm not sure. They believe it's they do. Well, Tina Savage is not Tina Germ's neighbor.
And
No,
Tina wouldn't
it's
give
not.
a super chat to Germ.
Correct.
Neither
Or
one.
Coop.
Tina Savage or the neighbor.
Yeah. Um, yeah, the Book of Faces is an amazing thing. But they're in their own little squabbles. And yeah, okay. Well, have fun with that. You know, Georgie says she's quitting YouTube, I guess, because somebody wanted her to. What? Who would do that? Like, drama, attention seeker. Hello. Maybe I should just disappear. Yeah. Fine, I'll disappear because you don't want me around no more. Well, who the hell cares who wants you around? You know what I mean? You're going to be controlled by... Okay, whatever. Whatever. You know what? Have your own pity parties. I can't be bothered with this crap. You know, I'm sorry. I've seen lots of people try to get attention all the time, and when it's a constant and it's over silly stupid stuff, and then like next thing you know, the unalived word starts coming out. That's when I'm like, all right, nope, I'm not playing this game. You know? Yeah, it's just no. Sorry, I'm not falling for that stuff anymore. Did you get my message earlier? Ask Lisa through email my mailing address and send me the laptop back. I'll fix it. Oh my gosh. So something happened with the laptop?
I don't know. I put it in the back chat so you could see it.
Oh, okay. Let's see. We watched live in the morning. And watch the videos on K-Band site. Did Raven had the baby yet? Hannah?
Hannah would know. That's why I put it back there.
Did you get my message earlier, Lisa? Okay, I got that.
Oh, Pharaoh.
Nope, she's still preggo. Dang, I've been waiting. I think everybody's been waiting. That's the one with the full arch. That's on late at night. You could watch her all night long. See if she goes into labor. Wow. They're circling during like always. Well, anyway, that's like all the updates that I got since I was missing. There was really nothing to update anybody on over the past 2 days, so it didn't matter until really today when Richard's filing came about, and that was more interesting than anything else. So I think if you guys can go and look at that, maybe I'll upload it somehow. Where can I upload it where everybody can go look at it? It's worth reading Richard's affidavit and looking at all the stuff he says. That's a really good motion. I don't know. I don't know what Polito's going to do. I can't see him letting this case go on. I really can't.
I don't know what's going on with that guy.
But I know that if it moves forward, I know that it's going to be referred to Hinkle because it's insane. But then, you know, I'm sure the info from the Ohio case is going to be brought in. The info from Dan Owens' case is going to be brought in. There's going to be notices of all that, what's going on. Because Jeremy is a vexatious litigant and filing frivolous lawsuits everywhere against everybody or anybody and threatening to do even more. And it's all for content. He's going to find out real quickly how that's all going to end. I just cannot believe he said that he does not make money on YouTube from views. That is the biggest lie ever. Because he's created content to make money off of his views.
Yep.
That's what the content is for. He now has memberships too, but he's always made money off of his views. The views is where the ads are placed. He makes money from the ads. He needs the views for the ads. He's a lying sack of poop. Stunned that he said that. Stunned.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to the fucking 6 when the lawyer just proves how much he's lied in the courtroom alone. So, yeah. 1 cup peanut butter, 1 cup brown sugar, 1 egg. Best peanut butter cookies I've ever cooked for 10 minutes or until golden brown. Oh. With no flour? Yep. Man, no content. Mm.
No content.
I found that amusing.
Did you get enough wrote down, Nine Chins? Is your notepad full? Did you get all your content lined up?
Get your pick out. Where's my lighter? Peanut butter cookies. Oh my god.
Go.
1 cup of peanut butter, 1 cup of brown sugar, 1 egg. And no flour.
Raven is at 300.
Raven is at 340 days pregnant. India is 330. Ricky is 327. Charlotte and Minnie Mare Coco are 325. They're all going to be popping out, babes. I remember last year they were popping them out. Like one came out, then another came out the next day. They're so cute. It amazes me how they get up and stand up and walk so fast. You know?
Yeah.
It also amazes me how something that big can be birthed. Just like, oh my god, doesn't that hurt? You know, those legs, you know? I mean, like, come on, they gotta be hurting in there. 999. I can't believe how much that guy lies. God. And he's always calling everybody else a pathological liar. I really cannot believe how much he lies. It's every other word, every other sentence out of his mouth.
I very rarely hear the truth come out of there.
And I don't know why I'm shocked. You know? Look, some of the stuff he says on Sunday night, I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, this is so ridiculous. But like, I just cannot believe that he's doing it in the courtroom.
How did you come up with that conclusion?
Like, you would think he would be less apt to just foam at the mouth and lie, and that's what he's doing. I'm like, oh my God, get him, pay attention to what he's saying because we'll prove everything he's saying wrong, you know? So.
That is true, Tina.
He does, Tina. He does. And he's become so obsessed with, like, obviously Michelle and John, because that's been, like, from the get-go, that he so much that he's believed it, you know, everything. He said he's never called CPS. Well, guess what? We have him calling CPS, admitting to calling at least 3 or 4 times. We have him setting up and organizing everything with Lloyd. We have him literally telling the world or his planet that if people don't call CPS, they're crazy. I know, he's the victim. He is so not the victim. He is a narcissist at its truest form. And I really can't believe how much he lies to the court. Because it's like, you know, it's one thing if you want to go and, you know, he tries to say all his mocking and stuff is found under, you know, a guise of sarcasm and satire. No, it's not. But for him to be lying to the court the way he is, it's like, wow, dude. And I don't think, because he never thought that they were going to have a real attorney in that courtroom. And you know he believes it now because he's not saying a word about that attorney. He's saying barely anything about Michelle's attorney now. You know? And you know how he's been about every attorney she's had. So, you know. And he had no idea what was happening. or what was going to come up on Friday. You know, and he has no idea what's coming next. He says he can't wait to get Bruce. I don't even know if Bruce is going to be there as a witness. But what does he think he's going to do with Bruce? I don't think he's going to do nothing. But, you know, either way, Bruce is the one that's really going to prove that Jeremy's a liar. And how Jeremy has mocked people, including himself, and what he's done to him and his wife. And yet Jeremy's an idiot to think none of this was going to come up.
Miss Lori, I was going to say that if you look it up in the dictionary, you'll find a picture of him.
He needed a new subject because he knows he's losing his PR. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, he should be preparing for, like, the explanation of why he's losing. Because that's what's going to happen. And I'm pretty sure, after all the evidence is shown and the witness is shown, that if this judge keeps that PO, it's going to go above her head. It's going to go above her head.
Oh, I'm sure he's coming up with ways to spin it.
Well, because there's no proof that they've stalked him at all. None. You know? So, and there's plenty of videos that are going to be shown by the time March 6th comes. Even more, because we found more afterwards. Like, oh my God, look at this one. Yeah, Jeremy's not in fear of them. And George saying that she's in fear of them is a joke. George lied about me bringing my name into it. They lied about the PR stuff because they only played a portion, which is out of context. So they want to play that. You're going to sit there and you're going to play the whole video. Yes, you are. You know. Yeah, there's a ton of him weaponizing the PO. You won't find Michelle and John doing anything like that to them. Not in a video. And Jeremy's got his camera out all the time. So explain to me why there's no video of them stalking him. Why is there no videos of Michelle and John stalking Jeremy? He's got his camera out all the time.
Because they're not stalking him. That's
Exactly.
why.
Well, the judge needs to look at that and say, why is there no video evidence of that? You know, you agreed that this was, you know, a piece of video. You found them in contempt because they were standing outside their home when Jeremy pulled up in front of them and stopped his truck. And you believed Jeremy's video. Wow. She needed to be pointed in the right direction. And now that lawyer's doing it. So I really think she's kind of irritated that she's been played. Jeremy played her. There's also a video explaining how he did not get a PO in Florida and how it was easier to get a PO in Ohio. And how he baited them. And how people would accuse him of baiting them. He goes, doesn't matter, they did the crime. So he's admitting he baited them. And I'm thinking, did this lawyer see that? Did the fucking judge see that?
Mm-hmm.
Every piece of evidence is Jeremy's own mouth against him. He throws himself under the bus constantly.
Right, Tricky? I agree.
Yep. It's all video evidence of him stalking them.
Hi, Tricky.
So, Walmart surveillance one of German person dodged to get his PO takeover. Exactly. Then there's also proof that he lied to you. I think another deputy is going to show up, by the way. We'll see. Just out of curiosity, to find this Germ saga drama, in my opinion, and how many others think that Germ may be a closet. Yeah, and his whole, like, you know, proof of his manhood. Oh, that was funny shit the other night. And even the doctors say, right, George? The doctors say I'm more fertile than a 20-year-old. And what is that fertility going to do for you? Exactly what? What does that mean? You know? Here's the thing, jackass. If you can't get it in the right spot, it don't fucking matter. Okay? I mean, hello?
Cahoots, not cohorts.
Jeez, so I have to be very, that forward about it? You know?
But
His
I'm
weird curve and the mushroom head and the skinny shadow. Yeah. Ugh. I don't know. Maybe they did something wrong when they reversed that shit. But it didn't work for his girl. I just think it's funny that he's trying to prove his manhood, which is a total joke. But he must have been really pissed off because he attacked Gabe saying bless. Yes, my husband is blessed, way more blessed than you, my dear. Let's see, I think he's both and did it before he had a carpet stick up his ass. Yeah. But anyhow.
I
It's
just
1
like
o'clock.
I hit a wall.
You hit a wall?
Yeah, I'm just like duh.
Yeah. It's a rude one. It's hard to find. You know what's funny is the fact that he's just like walking up to people showing his penis. Who does that?
Good night, Oregon Grandma.
Okay, that's my cue. Good night. Stay warm. Good night. I didn't hear George say bless. No. 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 Gosh, I wish this coldness would just go away. It's gonna get worse. So apparently we're gonna be able to get snow next week, or is it this weekend?
Gabe was joking when he said that.
No, they said the other day they said north of Orlando could get snow.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like, that's a big chunk of Florida that could get snow,
You
and
guys
Jacksonville
were let
did,
down.
and so did the Panhandle.
Huh?
In my opinion, he just keeps babbling as yeah. Verbally convincing himself he's straight instead of the sexual deviant of Baptists are kind of famous for. Well, I don't know. I think he's into some weird kinky stuff. He seems to have problems with or accusing other people. Here's the funny thing. He said that John accused him of being gay, yet he's the one who bashed John. He literally gay bashed John. I'm like, what?
Hey,
What are you
Carpe.
talking about? Huh?
I just said hi to Carpe.
Oh, sorry. So it's like he's literally making shit up now in court. Like literally making shit up with nothing, no foundation at all. Like I'm like, all right, well maybe that judge needs to see Jeremy Hales going off on a tangent. So let's show him how argumentative he is. Let's show him how he attacked the ex-mayor. Let's show him how he attacked Guapo. Let's show him like yelling and screaming at John Cook. Let's show him. Let's show him every agitated, greasy, grimy little face thing he does on his channel when he gets closer to the camera and threatens people. Let's show them. Yeah, he definitely did.
He did. What was I thinking? That was a creepy, scary video.
The bull he spewed on Guapo, good grief projection or what? Yeah. I know it'll all come together. The judges will see it. The judge in Ohio is not going to be able to ignore the rest of the stuff that's coming forward on the 6th. They're not going to be able to ignore it. And them lying and saying I was in the courtroom or I was on the phone with someone. No, I was not. I was on Zoom. Actually, no, I wasn't. I could have been, but no, I wasn't. I wasn't in the courtroom. And me having an idea of how, something's handled because I know someone's on the stand, no. Sorry. My opinion is Jerm had no choice but to sit there and lie and say how he's in fear of them. He had to. Otherwise, he's proving he's perjured himself. But the fact of the matter is, he's going to be proven to be a liar anyway. What is he going to do? If he wants to continue the PO, he has to say he's in fear of his life. When he says he's in fear of his life, he's going to be proven to be a liar. So he's going to get busted. I mean, he really should have dropped the whole fucking thing. But he didn't want to, so here we go. He's going to get proved to be a liar. He should have dropped the whole freaking thing. It's too late now. What's up, 9chans? You guys going live? It's 1 o'clock. Where's Mo? Is she in labor?
Mo.
Uh-huh.
Mo, come out wherever you are.
Is that face? Did she just pop out some babies? You okay, 9chans? He's like, I don't know. If I'm truly scared of someone, I damn sure wouldn't be beating them by making videos. Exactly. Germochio. Has he ever told his viewers this kind of PO is meant for domestic violence? They should know. Yeah, domestic violence. It's also in the Women's Act. What's the hell's the name of that thing? The Women's Act of... I have the info on it. What is it? I was like, what? And if you look at some of the videos, this PO is it's all about George.
Oh no, Harper.
So, my question is, why didn't George file a PO? Why is it Jeremy Hales with her as, an employee? Why didn't she file a PO? Unite him. Anyway, that's a good question to ask. But either way, it's there. It's in court. And, it'll be heard again on March 6th. I was not there. Stop lying about it. Stop making it up. I said what I said because it's my opinion. I knew it was updated on a bathroom break. That is it. I'm reading this chat. So anyway. I am going to get going, guys. It's 10 after 1. I will be back tomorrow night at 10 p.m. on a normal Thursday night. And we're going to do these fun pull tabs with giveaways if you want to have some fun with that. And whatever else is in the news. I wonder if there's going to be an opposition. No, I don't know how that opposition would be done that fast, considering he needed time to answer other people's motions to dismiss. So, I really wish motions will go live sooner than later. I'm having withdrawals. Did Mo pop up?
No. She might have fallen asleep.
Oh, yeah. Good night, Lisa. Go and get some rest you needed. Thank you, Hannah. You guys, too. So I want to thank you all for being here, supporting. For missing me last night. Thank you all. I got your email and I saw you guys for a few minutes in Taurus because I did wake up for a little bit. But thank you. I will always let you know if I'm going somewhere or I'm taking off or however long, or, if I got blocked from YouTube, I'll put a note there. I actually have, if you notice, there's a video that's still up there saying upcoming. If something happens in YouTube, I will go and I will post in that video and let you know what happened. So don't listen to the BS or anything. I'm not going to jail. None of that's happening. There's no legal standing for anything like that. There's nothing. They have to prove that they even think that I did what I did, and they can't. You can check your timelines all you want with Rage Chat. And obviously I was accused of deleting the shit. No, it's still there. Go check your timeline, jackasses. It's so stupid. But anyway, Nothing's gonna happen, guys. So, and if it does, it's just a lie that I'm going to turn around and I'm going to prove them all wrong. So he can bring it up in court. He can try to, and I'm going to prove him to be a lying sack of poo. So, anyhow, have a fabulous evening. Great day tomorrow. And hopefully Nine Cents will go live, and we'll see you over there in a little bit if I'm still awake. Yeah, so good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, bye, bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye. A gooey
Bye.
goo goo and a two.